How we doing, everybody? Welcome back to the Sean Atwood channel. I'm Ron Swanson. This is the one and only Nicky Allen, and we're going to be delving into the tapestry of life, all aspects of the awakening. But before we do that, just in case anyone doesn't know who you are, Nicky, please introduce yourself. Let us know who you are and all of that good stuff. It is so
doesn't know me. Doesn't know me. I'm only joking. Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me here, darling. Isn't he sexy? That hair. Oh, come on. Anyway, just while I realign myself, I'm Nicky Allen. I'm a psychic medium that comes from generations of seventh son, but I'm the female breaking the legacy. That's me, total rebel. I commune with the angels. I connect with the world energy and do predictions. I'm an author. Basically, anything esoteric, paranormal, alien, angel. Not so much alien, but angel, spirit world. I'm your girl. I spent literally the last 35 years working, so I didn't have a choice, being forced into working for the spirit world and the angel realms. And I was a previous police detective in major investigations. So I think that's why my credibility is always run quite highly, because I'm a very grounded person. So that's me. Hello, everybody.
Awesome. And listen, tell us a little bit about, when you realized that you were a little bit special, Nicky. Like, at what point did your journey kick in? Because it happens different for everybody, but I mean, you're quite prominent, let's be honest, in the whole realm of all of this. So how did it all begin for you? Just give us the kind of the crash course and how it all began for you.
You know what? I'm like Harry Potter. You're a wizard, Nicky, or be a witch, I suppose. So when I was 4, I started looking at a portal at the top of the stairs. And my mum and dad, it was totally normal, apparently. And they said, just don't walk through it. So I like, okay. And I knew it was like another world. I had a feeling it was to do with heaven, but I was only 4, which is really weird. But I remembered it from my previous lives. That's the only way I can describe it. Used to see things all the time. My family, we used to have like tarot cards, tea leaves, scry mirrors. So I grew up with it. It's been in my blood for years. We come from the Mary Magdalene bloodline. Can you believe that? Oh my goodness, you must weep. And I literally, the biggest thing that happened was when I was 9 years old. My dad got killed in a road accident. It was horrific, and the whole family around grieving. I went out for a walk with my auntie, and as I say, I was only 9 years old. And as we were walking along with the dog, my dad pulled up in the car and said, "Don't worry, Nicky, I'm fine." And I'm like, "What? Hang on a minute." Full manifestation of him in the car. So I've gone mental, gone running back and screamed, "How dare you say Daddy's dead? I've just seen him. He's just talked to me." So that's when my granddad, where it runs stronger paternal line. It runs both sides, but paternal line is massively strong. That's the 7th son of 7 sons. And he pulled me aside and said, "Look, you're going to start seeing angels and dead people and sometimes bad people." And he said, because you come from a very special line of people, don't ever fear it. The only thing I'll never forget it. The only thing you ever have to fear, love, is the living. That's the thing I'll never forget him saying. And it just went from there. It was like breathing. I didn't even have to think about it. People were talking in my head all the time. And I knew things were going to happen. I could see people's colours, what they thought of me. I could read and see everything. So I was kind of living a dual life, if you like. There was the life of walking the material matrix sort of line, and then there was me wanting to be a copper. God knows why, because I come from loads of villains in my family. But I literally just wanted to be a police officer. I wanted to help people. I had this inane sense of wanting to save and help humankind. I went through a horrific childhood after that. I went through years of sexual and physical abuse from the thing that my mum married, and it kind of messed me up a bit. But that diligent, tenacious energy of wanting to push and help people was first displayed in my police service. Do you want me to carry on? I could talk for English. Literally just say one thing and I could go for like 5 days. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, no, to learn your journey, Nicky, of course.
Yeah, it was interesting because I used a lot of my psychic abilities. Well, it was a bit naughty to begin with, because when I was in the police cadets, because I literally got qualified straight after school and went into the police cadets, and I was a bit naughty, and I'm a bit of a minx. That was my nickname, the minx. And I used to do psychic parties like during the evenings. We used to get loads of beers, right? Go into the canteen at police headquarters, and then people go, "Go on, do me," or bring a dead person in. And we used to get drunk, and I used to do it. I'm so ashamed, but I was 17 at the end of the day. And I used to do that. So word got around that I was a bit weird. Some people used to take the mickey out of it, but when I got into major investigations, it's all I wanted to do was be a major investigation detective dealing with, like, you know, the murderers, the kidnappers, the paedophiles. I wanted to bang them all up and help
Yeah.
everybody in between. And so it got in the way. You know, I used to walk in. One of my main titles was to be a family liaison officer, looking after murder victims, families, and rape victims.
Yeah.
And so it's really tough sometimes when I'd walk in and the murder victim would be standing there and talking to me and telling me what they needed to do to prove that, you know, the murder. So you can imagine that, because I'm seeing that part of it. And then I'm going to the office saying, I'm telling you now, he's guilty, he's done this, I know how he's done it. But how do you put that through a court of law?
Of
Do you know
course.
what I mean? How do you put that through a
Mhm.
court of law? So we used to do anonymous information, all sorts of things to try and get around it, because I think the biggest thing that gave me credibility with my colleagues was that I don't know if you ever remember baby Kylie being nicked from the hospital, Basildon Hospital. It was one of the first massive cases of a baby being stolen from the maternity unit in a hospital, and it actually set the precedence for the new security we see nowadays. And I was one of the first on scene. I was on CID at the time. And I walked in and it all started. I thought, oh God, I started getting all the visions and the thoughts and the voices and this claircognizance where you just know things and it's all pouring in. And so one of the nurses recognized me there. She goes, "Oh my God, you're Nicky Allen. You did a reading for me," because I was doing them in the evening. It got so much that I was doing readings in the evening and like being a detective during the day, you know, put that for psychic cape on, she's up and running. And she said, can you think of anything? So I said, no, I don't know. I said, I think that she's definitely a patient here for migraines and unexpected head pain, and she lost a baby. And then one of my friends from Scenes of Crime had the blanket the baby was in, and his wife had a reading with me, and he said, I'm not taking the piss. Hold the blanket. And that was it. It was like an instant portal whoosh to the energy of the baby. And I just literally went, I know exactly where she's laying. She's got blue and red tag on a nappy. So you'll see CCTV footage of the woman that's taken her going to local Tesco's. She's about 3 miles away. She's woodland. As you look out the window where a cot is, she's safe. There's an archway of trees going down the tree line. She'll be back by 6 a.m. And then I stopped and I went, oh my God, what did I just say? And he's like, oh God. So long story short, when the baby was turned by 6 a.m. and someone phoned me up and sent me a photo and said, you've got to look at this photo. Right, the baby was in Tesco's nappy. There was CCTV of her going into Tesco's locally. She was on the record for having unexplained head migraines and had lost a child, and was also on the maternity records as well. And they showed me the photo. It made me just shiver, because when you're doing these, like, you know, these visions and you're doing all the stuff you've done since birth, when someone goes bang, there it is, you're like, whoa. And literally where the cot is, there's an archway of trees that have interlinked, where they purposely did it on a new estate, and lines the whole, the exact scene that I could see through the baby's eyes was right in front of me in the photograph. So after that, lots of people would say, what do you think on this, Nick? And I'd say, we need to go here, we need to do that. I found missing people. I got the motive for a murder. Which was really complicated because it was done by the husband. So it really helped during that time. But obviously they wanted me to work on a bigger, larger scale, because I got medically retired from the police service, which absolutely broke me. I'm not going to lie. It was the most horrific thing that ever happened. I got a really severe back injury saving this young girl's life. And it's all Robbie Williams' fault. It was when I was in my uniform days and he decided
Okay.
to do a Moonie in front of the audience, and everybody surged forwards and trampled this girl. And
Oh
I
my God.
took her on a dead weight and ripped all my ribs away from my spinal joint.
Oh,
Anywho, yeah. So I got medically retired. And then this is where my first book begins, Me, Myself and I, where I literally was haunted. No, it isn't. It's my second book, Rise and Fall. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm rubbish at marketing, babes. I really am rubbish at marketing. That's Rise and Fall, that book. And
Okay.
there's so many, darling.
When one has achieved as much as I have, it is difficult to recall the exact details.
Honestly, though, people say, "Oh my God, you should write a book about your life." I say, "I have," and
Yeah, I just don't know where I've left it. It's somewhere.
Honestly,
Okay, I'll get it out. Yeah.
I know, you just couldn't make it up. When I read some of my books, I think surely that was fiction. That couldn't have happened to you, and it bloody does. Every time I signed up for it. But after I got retired from the police service, that day that I got this letter, and then I was just left abandoned. They didn't come and pick up my equipment, nothing. Just left me like a, oh, I can't say that. That would be rude. They just left me. And so I lost my family, my social life, everything all in one swoop. It was horrific. That's when light bulbs started to smash, chandeliers swing and then stop mid-gravity, which is impossible. Doorbells, and then the voices at night. Nicky, Nicky, Nicky. And my partner at the time could even hear it. And he's like, what the fluff is going on here? What? He goes, what is, Nick, you need to sort this out. I'm not having this. This is just, and he was really freaking him out. And they were walking up and down the room, walking up and down the stairs. And then the baby started crying, and they were literally hounding me, and I didn't know why, and they would not leave. And they've never, ever, ever walked into my bedroom or my personal space unless it's a personal message from my family and my loved ones, or it's one of my dogs. And I was like, what's going on? Long story short, I ended up standing in front of a meeting because my friend wanted to go with her because she was scared. And she literally looked at me, not my friend, and said, you are not going to have that baby stop crying until you serve the spirit world with your whole life and your whole heart. And I never met her. And then she had me within a month standing in front of 120 people doing a demonstration of mediumship because she knew I was ready to rock. And that's how I came here. Literally within 6 months, I was doing my first documentary on TV of the Moors murders, and it just went boom, which created a lot of jealousy, Ron, to be honest with you, because do you know what I mean? It was like, it created, who the hell was she? Where has she come from? And how can she be at that level when we haven't even heard of her before?
Mm-hmm.
So there was a lot of jealousy. There was a lot of backbiting. There was a lot of people resenting who I was. So it was hard. I was pretty much learned to be a lone wolf in the end.
Well,
and then go on, darling.
Yeah, I'd like to circle back to the very beginning of your story when you were talking about when you first told your granddad about seeing your dad and his reaction to it. Now, it's interesting when someone so young is given a validation of normality and not having to fear those experiences, which is the exact opposite of all modern culture, for a start. Yeah. Do you think that simply having that validation, being told not to ignore it, being told not that you're, oh, don't be silly, getting that reinforcement so young, do you think if we instill that in everyone as standard, it gives people a better chance of developing these gifts that I believe are in us all, but are separate? To me, it should be like blinking, right? And yeah. And here's another thing, Nikki. If it's what I've learned is it's all vibration based, right? So yeah. When you look at these psychics, right, who go into these live shows from the 80s and 90s and the noughties, and they're like, is there a Debbie? Is there something beginning with a D, right?
Is there a John?
You look at it and you're like, right, that's mad. So to me, when I've done my little experiments, I've done it in a way where I can't know if it's a male or a female, their age, their name, because technically, right, we don't need to know. We can just tap in. And the success I've had is, I think it's like 6 times I've done it, it's worked 6 times. So it's interesting when we talk about belief and intent, right? And you having that instilled at you at a young age. How prevalent was that validation in your journey, do you think?
Listen, massively, because I would have learnt very quickly on, especially in senior school, that I was a freak and that I would get bullied. And that, you know, what's wrong with you? Oh, she's dead people. But yeah, I did learn to keep it quiet. But other times I used it to my, you know, I've always had this effervescent energy. I've always had this in your face energy. And a part of that most probably isn't now, but back then it was a protective armor because of what was going on back home. And to be honest with you, during my school years, it did take a backseat because I was obviously dealing with a lot of abuse. And so was my mum, you know, how she didn't get murdered, I don't know. And so at least I knew I fitted, because one of the biggest problems listen, every child on this planet is open and open to vibration, just like we were from the beginning of day before the ego system came in, right? We've all got it. What suppresses it, as you've identified brilliantly, is fear from parents. Oh my god, this is in my nan. Oh my god, it's a demon. She's going to go sucked into the telly and go to like Carol Ann sort of job, because the way the media has secured us as either mental tree huggers, conspiracy theorists, or evil, they're securing us having our power low.
It's interesting, right? Because when you said the reaction there about you get sucked into the telly, it's almost like that reaction would instill a sense of fear moving forward to anything. Yes. Right? And it'd be different a case if you're told to ignore it. That would almost give you an inquisitive side, right? So it's interesting to think how vital the reaction of the peer in a child's life is for that particular development. It really is.
Absolutely. And I find it's a lot more encouraging. If I go back to my early days, like 30 odd years ago, I know I don't look old enough, darling. I know you're feeling it because I'm psychic and I can just see it oozing out of you. I'm joking.
Got him. You got me. You got me.
Oh my God, the things you're thinking, babe.
Right, listen, just stay out my head. All right, stay out my head. All right. I'm blocking out this. These are the blockers. This is the side blockers.
I mean, and it's really lost track of what we were saying. Right. So what happens is that it's encouraging. Is that if we go back 30 years, people would email me, and especially when I was on the television and walking that fake 3D celebrity crap. I'm not disrespecting celebrity crap, but you don't have to be on telly and work with celebrities to be a well-esteemed medium. That was just a path I took because it was creditable things to help educate people further. Now I can do it online, so I don't care if I'm on telly or not, basically. Yeah, exactly. But back then, I had thousands and thousands of people emailing me all the time. And it was, oh my God, this is really bad. I don't know what's here. Is it? And I'm like, wow, you're just calling your mum it. Stop telling your children and instilling and projecting your fear onto your children. They are naturally open to the spirit world. They remember more about their previous life in heaven than we ever will as we get older. You don't encourage it and make it a spectacle. You balance it as completely natural and normal. That's nice. What did Auntie say? Did she? You're so lucky. Isn't that lovely that Auntie come from heaven for you? Anyway, what do you want in your sandwiches? That's the reaction we're looking for here. Because, and I don't blame people of that. Now we're waking up. It's getting a lot easier and a lot more, parents are being embracive to it and they're acknowledging it. And obviously with this big strain of neurodivergence, one is some of it's man-made, I've already been told, and some of it is literally the new era coming in, which I was told 12 years ago. That's in my book, Earthwalkers. And basically these are the new, they put all these titles on them, but they know they're our new wave of leaders, of scientists, of doctors. They've got this moral chip put in. They've got this sense of home and goodness and balance. So they won't be the new leaders of what am I going to get out of this? Who shall I kill? Who shall I maim? What should we control? And what should we keep in the dark? And what should the deep state do about it? It's basically the new era coming in. And so with this, there's a lot more sympathy and empathy for these titled children, but actually they are special, beautiful, unique leaders of tomorrow. And so there's a lot more empathy, which is great, because now when they say, I've just seen Nanny, that's lovely, darling. There's this more understanding part that makes them feel more comfortable, more welcome, feeling part of something, because you feel so alienated when you've got this thing going on inside and nobody else can see it. So it's a lot different now. I would love to be a child growing up now, because I think people will be more conducive to it. But parents, for goodness sake, if your children are seeing things, balance it. Encouragement, don't make a drama of it, but don't put them in fear. Don't make it wrong. And it's still there though, darling. There's still people saying, oh God, what is it? What is it? Oh God, it's in my house. I need to get rid of it. I need to get Vicar. It's like, oh my God, it's your mum coming to say she loves you. Do you know what I mean? Get a grip on it. And I just wish sometimes that there were talking to TV, I just wish there was some really credible people out there just keeping it real and putting a reality check on all of the paranormal phenomena that is going to get bigger and bigger now, the awakening and the new sense of consciousness, awareness, the 5D, the year of the fire horse powering us forward in the age of Aquarius. I just wish that everybody would just grab hold of it, go with it, and not have the fear, you know. And I just wish someone could lead people that way. And there are a lot of lovely, proficient speakers on here that do that. And I'm really glad that I can see myself as potentially one of them, because there should be no ego, there should be no fear. I've never feared anything. You know, I always remember those pivotal words my granddad told me when I was 9 years old. And he's right. The biggest arseholes on the planet are trying to run it, control us, and keep all their dark secrets at bay.
Yeah,
You know, the
yeah,
spirit world, we're saying, what can we do? We have our high councils with all the star nations. We're here to try and help humankind to bring you up to a level that is going to be more conducive to your human experience. And then you've got the other lot trying to smash it all to pieces. So
yeah.
first we have to educate humankind. That is why you were pulled completely on your path to do this, to enable people their truth on this beautiful channel. I'm here through every single horrific trauma you could imagine, still standing, still sitting here, having that passion and that love to want to spread knowledge and education to the masses. And that's a beautiful thing to do. And you know what? The pandemic was the most perfect balls up for that lot, because they're like, oh yeah, let's put them in my homes, that'll get them hedged in, let's cull a few million and sort it all out. But what they actually inadvertently did was change the nation to watching the screen even more. So that gave us our outlet. So from like beginning days, I used to like limp along trying to tell people my experiences, trying to share, trying to help, trying to educate. And now there was a captive audience. So thank you very much for that one, because now people are literally, unfortunately, on their screens a lot, and it gives us the opportunity, the ones that know what they're talking about and have got
Yeah.
this reality check on everything esoteric and celestial and whatever you want to call it. You know, we've got our finger on the pulse and we can help educate people. So it's all working beautifully, but parents just need to get a bit of a grip on this, because how can anybody think that we're just a meat suit coming along and then we just die and then turn into dust? It's just ridiculous. It's too much now
Oh,
scientifically, isn't there, to say that our consciousness, our vibration, our light, our color, our sound is all part of a big infinite source that we can all connect to if we choose to. And it only takes 5 minutes nowadays. The veil is so thin. Just start meditating, just walk in nature, just send your thoughts up and you'll get replies. It's that simple. And there's no fear.
well, here's the thing, right? When we have the different demographics of our wonderful society, we're sadly I mean, I personally feel we're going to see too many dynamics at play with parents who can't get behind something they can't understand for their children, right? You're going to see this pushback. Then you're going to see another demographic who simply don't want their children to be part of things that they fear, right? How do we get re-educating the masses, Nikki? And I mean, religion and it's done a really good job of putting a set of laws down that have stopped people from coming back. They just send them to the afterlife. And, you know, seeing a bunch of people being burnt at stakes for years is probably enough to make you just shut up about some things, right? And then how do we turn the corner with some of the parents? Like if we had to give it in like the most cliff notes version of this, like how can we make a shift? Because it seems like the fear of the unknown is what everything boils down to, and I don't know how we can get the masses fully past it. I'm willing to try, like don't get me wrong, I mean I'm willing to try. It's just there's there's going to be this pushback. What would your advice be to parents who are willing to take that step even though they are in the dark?
The shift is already happening. It's already happening. And, you know, part of the disclosure stuff that's coming out with respect of like the alien stuff and things that Trump or hating, there's certain disclosures coming out all the time. And so the biggest pushback that most parents and most people have, that I call the sheeple, they're the ones that aren't open to consciousness. They don't believe in anything. They're totally following the herd. You know, no, they've told me to take this, I'll take it. If they've told me to do this, I'll trust them.
Oh, yeah.
I call them the sheeple. So I've noticed the shift is already happening. If you look back, we've literally had.
So just to be clear, right? We're basically the muggles who are non-receptive. We're just having to cut them free, right? So we're just
I got absolutely pounded for it. They said, "How dare you call them muggles?"
That's what I call those non. Well, do you know what it is? I refer to them as the Joey Tribbianis from Friends. They're their soul has been here this lifetime. That's it. Brand new, straight out the box. When they get scared, they put the book in the freezer. Okay, brand new, mate. Like they are 2026 edition human. No previous.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Right,
like we just have to cut our losses with them, Nicky. We just have to cut our losses with them.
But you know what? A lot of them are turning over to the dark side because, you know, and I'm not being disrespectful of any religion, but about 6 months ago, I can't remember what angel it was. I think it was Gabriel, said to me, you know, we're having a cup of tea. Yeah, we had a chat. No, but that's how thin the veil is now. I used to have to work really hard to get to Angel Realms. Now it's like that, right? So he said to me, we're going to start incorporating the next part of you all owning your sovereignty to help educate the masses. So I'm like, right, okay. He actually told me this 12 years ago as well, hence in the books, the Earthwalker series, right? So he's saying that what's going to happen now is the temples of religion and man-made belief systems will crumble. And what he meant by that is there'll be more exposure on the underbelly and the roots of spiritual and religious temples, if you like. So the Vatican, Church of England, you know, it's all going to be exposed. So at least people that have followed it, there's going to be the blind faith muggles that are going to stick with it forever, right? If you don't follow Jesus, you're going to hell. Okay, yeah, you crack on there and you'll realise that it's a total waste of time you've done your whole life, but crack on. But then you've got the others that now call themselves recovering Catholics and recovering Christians. And it's like, whoa. And at the end of the day, we shouldn't shy away from talking about religion because of fear of repercussions, you know, and how you're going to be condemned by mentioning it. But I'm not anti-religious. Everybody's got their path.
Do you not feel like the term religion instantly like dials back just how wide this is? Because people just think of the big three, right? So I'm trying to reteach myself to talk about deities so that people understand we're talking out with all of this, right? Do you know what I'm saying? Because
babe, the deities were our beginnings. Look at Pan. Look at Pan. Pan was half goat, half human. Who does that remind you of? Who changed that during the Roman Empire?
Listen, you're preaching to the choir here, right? Do you know where I'm at? Right. Do you know where I'm at? I'm trying to figure out the set of rules that were used by whoever created, not whoever created, but the living force of the universe, right? And its rules that it was made with, okay? And if I figure that out, I want to figure out if that was who also invented all the God layer. And I'd like to know if they're all arguing about who created them like we are about us, because I have a funny feeling there's a deeper layer of knowledge here that we're just too dumb to grasp, right?
No, it's coming. It's coming. Because if you think about it, it's like I remember channeling Jesus, which I thought, oh my God, I'm going to get so much backlash on this, but I don't care anymore. I'm doing it and that's it. So he came in and I don't know about scriptures and God knows what. And he started rattling a few out and stuff like that. But he also said I wasn't the first word of God at all. I didn't even die on the cross. That's all just massively changed to make it all great for people to follow, you know, Jesus and Christ. And he said, mine wasn't the first word on this planet. And he started talking about something called the Emerald Tablets, which I'd never heard of in my life. Then, boom, I go to GSIC last year and bump into Billy Carson having a chat. And then he starts talking about the Emerald Tablets. I'm like, whoa, hang on a minute. I know I've heard about these. So there's loads of scripture and there's loads of light language and sound and the Anunnaki. It's all started way beyond Christ. But of course, they just need to gain control because we had power then. We were totally sentient. We were totally connected up to the universe. We could telepathically connect. We could heal each other. We could live for hundreds of years and that to stop. So the ecosystem came into effect, it grew, it festered, and it got into this territory environment where the people that wanted to control the masses, like, let's pen them off, give them different languages, give them different skin color. If we leave them all there, then they're going to get darker there, so they won't like them because they're lighter, so let's do that. Let's segregate, because when we actually segregate, it's easier to control. And so it started from millions of years ago, thousands of years ago. And so what they do then is they then say, right, let's instill this law. Let's change the main deities that they just naturally knew were there. That's hence why all the, like the megalithic stuff, the monolithic stuff, all back from that time are all to do with sun worshipping, because we knew that the deities were all nature based. And so the power of the sun, the energy of the sun, why are they dimming it? Why are they chemtrails?
Dude,
Because we knew
I'm not
the
being
source of everything is
finicky.
sun.
Did you see the thing that came out last week about the dimming of the sun? And they're going to be doing it in the UK. Like, Starmer gave over £50 million to a company called Something Sunsets. And that's the next thing that's getting, that's what they're implicating in the UK, right? So exactly what you said there. Mate, do you remember there was a Highlander movie, right, where they tried to fix the ozone and they botched it all up and it blocked the sun out and stuff? But that's what they're coming here to do. Super cool, right?
It's our source of energy. It's our source of life. It's a source of everything. And so the thing is, though, we're learning that, do you know what? This is a bit BSy for me, love. I'm not having it. So the shift has already started, where we're starting to see through all the BS of all of everything they say and tell us to do. And we're like starting, and this is the age of rebellion. This is the age of the collective as the Aquarian age came in, right? So this means that people are gathering in numbers, gathering in intelligence, gathering in consciousness, and they're all aligning to the same energy of, I'm not having this anymore. And so they used to have these lovely, supple, pliable, stupid people, but we are having a rise in that now, in the consciousness. More people are coming to us, the people that are facilitating information from up there to down here, right? And they're listening, they're taking it on board, they're going into their own sovereignty, they're seeing temples crumbling, they're seeing people who have had, you know, satanic abuse in the Vatican, they're seeing like various spiritual leaders that are now on the Epstein files. You know, people are being exposed. Hollywood, politicians, it's all starting, and it's bloody brilliant, because it's been the downfall that people are starting to own their own energy, their own abilities, their own voice. So for instance, these people that immediately go to fear, they will start going within, thinking, right, hang on, I need to take this on board. My child isn't normal, because I don't mean normal, but they're either neurodivergent or they're autistic. God love the autistic children. They're our new people, right? And so they're like, I need to listen to this, because there's no reason for it to be. Do you know what I mean? Where have they come from? Why are they doing this? And so they are going to, I've been told it for years, as I say, since 12 years ago. And I wrote madly this, what I thought was a fantasy novel, and it's actually a book of prophecy, because it's all come true, didn't realize. And I wrote it out within a couple of months, even though I was bedbound after a road accident. That's another story. And it's coming true. Everything they're saying 12 years ago is coming true. And the beautiful moral compass, spiritual, open, benevolent, empathic generation are coming up, where that fear will be gone, and where they can't be bought. They can't be manipulated. They're not supple and flexible. They'll stand by their ground, because they wouldn't know any different. They just want to know the truth. So that's what's coming. It's not going to be all a happy ever after. We've got to cut the underbelly out. So there's loads of chaos ensuing until 2032, right? Yeah. But it's all great, because it's like, you follow this religion, boom. You eat these products, look what they do to them, boom. You put that makeup on, this is what they do to animals, boom. That leader you're talking about, boom. It's all coming out. And the Epstein files is just the beginning of it all. So there's going to be some real shockers of who gets exposed for what they've done. And it's what we all know about it. All the people that work in the light, if you like, the people that have born awake, right? They know all of this. They know all the wrong uns and all the good uns. They know who they are. And yet it's waking up the sheeple, the muggles, and they'll go, oh my God, I can't believe it. We're like, really? We told you about 10, 12 years ago. We told you about the chemtrails. We told you about dimming the sun. I was told about dimming the sun most probably, it's got to be a year ago now, because time goes quick since Darren's passed. But it's just like, you know, and they're thinking, hang on a minute, and a lot of people have come over to me in their thousands, which is really good, onto my YouTube channel because like, hang on a minute, she said about this. How could she know that? So we are being given credit because one of the other things is Gabriel is creating this huge line of communication with those portal mediums that have had their vibration raised. I thought I was always just going to work with the afterlife, teach people how to develop mediumship, and I thought that was my bag. Then when my dad come and visited me after my road accident, said, well, no, after this, you're going to be working on a deeper level. And I thought, what's he talking about? It's not going to happen on a bigger like world level. And I'm like, I don't understand that. I'm not going to do any of that. Oh, Kumbaya stuff. I'm not doing that. But then the Kumbaya stuff started. And again, that's me, myself, and I. That's that book, the story of that. And then they've opened me up to this consciousness that covers Gaia, the planet, the high council, and the angel realms. So if I sit in that energy, I can see what's going to happen on the planet. Not a lot of good stuff. It's very weather and animals at the moment, but I've got Ariel shrieking through me the whole time at the moment. And I never for a million years thought that I would sit and say, oh, this is going to happen in Greece. That's going to happen in Portugal. Oh, there's going to be another attack on Trump or whatever. You know, Charlie Kirk's going to get shot or whatever it is I've said. And so the credibility is happening that way, right? The other way is people that like Dr. Eben Alexander, doctors, nurses, neuroscientists, people that absolutely were born on this planet saying there's absolutely no consciousness, there's no afterlife, there's no angels, it's all a load of bollocks. You're basically, when you die, that's it. And then suddenly they have something happen. They nearly die, or they die for 5 days, or they have some brain disease, come back, they've seen heaven, and suddenly they're, oh my God, this really exists. Or they see a soul leaving a body, or something amazing happens. So what they're also doing, and again, this was predicted, that Gabriel said, we will start waking up creditable people, so that it's not just the tree huggers, because us tree huggers, we can ramble on and the sheep will go, oh, whatever, go and, you know, go and hug your next tree. Yeah. Whereas when you start getting creditable scientists, doctors, and people like that saying, actually, we've just measured consciousness entering the embryo stage of a baby. We've just done this, we've just done that. Unfortunately, it has come to science. It's like, look at the Schumann resonance. How long did we say that there's a heartbeat of the planet, a frequency that basically creates and maintains life, blah, 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 blah. Oh, what a load of old rubbish. Go back to your tree hugging, love. Go on, go and smoke another spliff. And then suddenly science goes, oh, guess what? There's a frequency in the planet, comes from the Earth's core, and it's called the Schumann resonance. Everybody goes, oh, it's real now. So unfortunately, you know, so what will happen eventually is we will be hand in hand with science. But at the moment, they've kind of been against us, but they're starting to develop and understand and discover things that we've been talking about for ages, like the Vogel crystal technology, everything like that. They're starting to think, and then you've got to remember that we've also got our benevolence up there, also channeling their information, their insight into scientists and the good people of this planet for greater good. Like the med beds are up and running. They're being used by the elite, but they won't come to us yet. They'll drip feed us. We're mushrooms, aren't we? Left in the dark and just fed shit until they decide to give us some sunlight. And now you're saying it's being dimmed.
Right. Well, listen, it's not like, just so everyone understands, we're not talking about like a massive dimmer switch being put on the sun, right? They put stuff in the atmosphere that reflects the sun away from us.
Exactly. To save us. What a load of old, oh my God. Oh, yeah. Do you know what?
Well, do you know what's crazy? Do you remember the acid rain madness, right? Of like, the 80s and 90s, right? So that's they've now had to come out and admit that was all man-made. Like that was 100% man-made. Like people lost their shit over that, Nikki. Like people were losing their damn mind. And
I know.
The
other thing is, right, is fear and trust in the big people, right? That's what everybody's been used to, apart from people like us that are like, I don't think so. We can see the bigger picture. So they trust everything. It's like, I even said the other day, you know, when I say things like, do you know what's in the products you're putting on your body or in your mouth or whatever you're doing? Oh, they wouldn't hurt us. It's like, oh my God, what? Look at that. How many of you remember your nan, your mum putting talcum powder all over your body? What's happening now? Oh yeah, we forgot to tell you that it's carcinogenic and that everybody's got cancer from it. What? Johnson and Johnson poisoning us? People are just so stupid,
It's
some
crazy.
people.
It's
But
crazy.
now it's like, yes, we told you this, but you didn't listen. And so the thing is that this is what this underbelly bit is about. All of this crap that's been hidden in plain sight since year dot is now being exposed, and people will have it right in front of their faces. Right in front of their faces. And that's when they make a decision of whether they're going to follow that religion, follow that political leader, follow that medical advice, whatever it is. And I've seen a massive turnabout, and I don't know if you've noticed this online. There is so much more hunger for like toxin free products, and this is the look, don't go and get this, use bicarb soda, lavender and a Noop's towel, whatever, but it's beautiful because it's what we used to do and what we were hung, caught fire and drowned for. And we're going back to homeopathic remedies. People have had enough of their uncles, aunties getting cancer and God knows what from all the crap they're taking, the vaccines and everything else. And so now they're thinking, I'm going to try that. And again, this was told to me by Ariel ages ago. People will start, and I said it on my YouTube channel, people are going to start going more towards homeopathic practice because the NHS in England is breaking down, in most countries everywhere else. You've got health insurance, which is ridiculous in most countries that people can't afford. Of course, people are going to go back to basics. What did Gaia do when she birthed the planet with the seraphim and the Anunnaki, right? What did she do? She created every cure for every ailment that we could get in this frequency wearing a meat suit. Right. So what they did as we've gone on through the ages have gone, oh, that's going to heal them. We can't have that. But if we take it and we make it, we can sell it.
Of
Oh,
course.
look at electricity. Well, we can't let them have that. We know that it's free, but we'll take that and then we'll charge them for it. Water?
Yeah.
Hell no. We're going to charge them for that as well. So everything was free and abundant for us to learn and thrive. And we were a massive experiment for Source. We were the most basic planet being thrown in the deep end. The consciousness was put into us. I've been shown it all in the halls of learning. And they literally said, right, let's see what happens now we've put a consciousness in him, because every other planet, they're so high on frequency and vibration that having a consciousness to Source is nothing to them. It's like switch on the telly, what's going on? Hello, Source. I'm just going to feed this back to you from this planet, right? Us, basic meat suit people, let's chuck a consciousness in and let's see how they rock. And look where it's got us. Killing, maiming, controlling, tyranny, wars, the whole shebang. So what's happening now is that now we've got this Iran conflict going on, right? This is a feast of magnificence for the deep state and all the other people that want to fit makers say, don't worry, we're here, we shall protect you. But what we'll do on the same token is we will send you every threatening, scary story we can to say Third World War coming, or the flight's going to get cancelled, the Strait of Hormuz is never going to get released, da la 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 la. And it's like and I look at it and it's like going to a matinee, coming out and going, wow, okay then, and then seeing the real world and the bigger picture. And this is what I and many others on here are doing. We are showing the reality. Look beyond the screen, look behind the blindsided bit of, it's all horror, we're all going to die, there's going to be a third world war, this is going to happen, that's happened. We just keep it real, take a step back, link up to the greater power and say, God, this is a load of bullshit that goes on with these little puppets down here, isn't it? Yeah, it is. And that's what I do. And I just think, okay. And then I voice it. And as I've said, just a little while ago, the pandemic created this massive, brilliant cultural change of people wanting to be glued to their screens. What a brilliant place for me, because, from my accident, I had to stop touring around Europe. About here, I was just about to go around the world, to Australia, to America, boom, everything stopped after my accident. And so I thought, God, what am I going to do? And I literally just started. They made me do it. I was sitting in my bed, speak. I'm like, hell no. I am not going on here looking like shit, talking to thousands of people, looking like this. I'm not doing it. And I'd learned self-love by then. I was 5 years in bed and I'd learned self-love and self-respect and had this massive awakening. So I went, oh, do you know what? In for a penny, in for a pound, boom. And this is where I started that a few years ago, press record, sitting in my bed with chronic fatigue, chronic illness, with a brain trauma injury, and just went, this is what I've got to tell you. And so it's built up to this from me just talking on here. And this is what a lot of people are doing. So what will happen is the riffraff, the wheat and the chaff, the ones that are full of the marketing bollocks, excuse my French, but I feel quite real here with you. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes I watch my P's and Q's, but you know, we've got to keep this real in that we're not
Mhm.
all kumbaya. It's not all love and light. You don't have to sit and it out. You can literally just walk in nature, go down the beach, take the dog for a walk and send up and goes, anybody about to talk to me? And then they'll be right there. Right. And so this is what I'm here for. And the wheat and chaff will be, you know, the marketing ones. Hey, look at me, follow me for only $100. I can give you half an hour to show you how you can link up to the spirit world. Aren't I amazing? You're like, oh, whatever. Right. They will slowly go, they will slowly dissipate, they'll get exposed, the underbellies will be out, cut open for everybody to see, and they will start knowing who to listen to. But also on the same token, learn, and this is where this comes right back to the question right at the beginning, babes, which I spent about 10 years explaining.
Right.
Is that they will go back to that, what do I feel about what that statement she's just made? Right, what do I feel about that statement she's just made? Yeah, that feels right. I'm going to do that. I'm not going to listen to this. I am going to start doing this. I am going to tell my child this. I really feel this is right. And you start getting this sovereignty back in. You start owning what you think instead of following the herd. And I have to say, from when I go up, sometimes I get like an update from Gabriel or Ariel dealing with the base chakra energies of everybody down it, and they're positive. They're like, there's so many more that have been awakened. There's so many more that have gone, do you know what? There's something in this.
Mhm.
So it's already started, and that's what we've got to hold on to, darling, because when you see the chaos or weather disasters, the death, the anger, and all this political crap that's going on, you could lose the plot, couldn't you? You could just go, oh, the
Well,
world's going to
you
shit,
know,
but it's not.
I think what a lot of people need to really get their heads around is when we talk about the old ways and what we're going back to, right?
Yeah.
It's only since the evildoers have had control of us that we've not been mindless savages. We are the tribal monsters that this whole world denies. Okay. And I think when we talk about going back, all right, people need to understand that the road in front of us, okay, as much we want to talk about light and love and all the good stuff, like we've had it so easy not having to fight for anything because we've accepted this spoon-fed reality that we've been in, and the sad reality of who we were before all of that. We were consistently savage, okay? And that, and you can look at the history books where all of a sudden the gene pool of men in one country no longer exists, and the Y chromosomes for all the future babies are now European or, you know, from a different part of wherever. The facts are there. So do you think that with all of that history, which is in comparison to our modern history, astronomical, do you think people are ready for really what we're capable of inside?
I do, because it's going to be a very slow integration to where we want to be. And one of the pivotal, as I keep being shown and have been for years, 2032, there's a pivotal kind of opening there, and I don't know if it's going to be full disclosure of other consciousness, I don't know. So you're absolutely right, but when you go back to, so like for instance, when I hear your accent, I had a Celtic previous life. It's not that prevalent in this life, because when we come into these lifetimes, there are certain ones that come to the fore if you've been around here a few blocks, to help you on this path, or to help you understand certain things. So there's certain ones that will come to the foreground, and one of them is Catherine. She's Celtic, and I was literally, when I watch Outlander,
Oh
it's
my
nothing
God.
to do. It's nothing to do with Jamie being naked. Oh my God, I just want to go through time and be with a naked man like him in a kilt. Did I just say that? I think it. So when you go back to those times, right, and you
Yeah.
even go back to the absolute atrocities that the English did to the Scots, taking their tartan, taking their identity. Culloden I've taken my students there so many times, and it absolutely resonates with me. I must have been a family member there at that time. And watching what happened to the Irish, just watching that, like going back to the Roman times, watching all these eras of hang, drawn, and quarter for nicking an apple because your family is starving, and seeing all this. So the sheeple would argue that, well, look, at least we've got law and order now. At least we're being looked after. At least, but no, because the consciousness had gone by then by hundreds, thousands of years. Like we were pure citizens, just here to learn investigate, embrace energies, procreate, and just be in this
Yeah,
peaceful
I
environment.
mean,
Yes, it was going to be yin and yang, right? But it wasn't kumbaya and let's sit by the fire. And so we've integrated this ego that's created all of this absolute savage behavior. But
wait, 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 wait.
it's never going to be kumbaya, but it's certainly
Yeah.
going to be more moralistic, more balanced leaders and people in power that are going to go, do we really want to do that though?
Mm.
Do you understand?
See, I
So
think
it's not gonna be
your analogy is great, but you've only gone, I mean, where you've gone back to in history is deep in the middle of the big three religions. Like
yeah,
society, civility has started to form then. So we need to go back still further, right? We need to go
yeah.
back before Jesus, before all of the big three arrived.
That's who
That
we were.
that is the like tens of thousands of years of us. So for me, the big question is, right? I know that you could have a herd, okay? You can have a herd, and that herd can be protected by one huge dog, right?
Yeah.
And those people are essential moving forward. You have to have people that are going to lead
Yes.
and protect and who can sleep at night after doing whatever they've needed to do to protect their people, and their people never have to know,
Yeah.
you know? And I think that savagery is going to find its place in the awakening
It
when it
will,
comes
because
to the soul
listen,
tribe being protected.
I was only going back a few hundred years, right? But if you go back to the beginnings, right? Darren used to wake me up and go, "Oh my God, you had one of your dreams again last night," right? Because I used to be in the colonies fighting in Atlantis.
Mhm. Okay, sick.
And
Let's
I've
talk about
had
that.
bits and
Somebody had asked about Atlantis. Let's, because I would love to hear your thoughts on that. But continue what you were saying. Sorry, my ADHD just jumped
No,
in the throat.
don't worry, darling. I think I should be diagnosed with that because I've got it as well. I think 100%.
I
My
can
brother.
honorarily diagnose you right now if you like. I can
Yeah.
honorarily diagnose you right now. Also, I need to get this out. Like, if all of, because I've got a bunch of autistic children that I've made, right? All my kids are very special, and I'm just
Yeah.
saying, if they take over the world, there's going to be a lot of beige food. Okay, there's going to be a lot of going to a restaurant where it'll be dry noodles or pasta with chicken breast and a couple of potatoes, right?
Chicken nugget and chips. That's it.
Fear. Yeah, if you go into a restaurant and it's an autistic planet, you will pick your food by color. I just want to point that out now, right? So I'm just saying,
I know that.
for that shift.
I know.
Okay.
I used to go and visit non-verbal autistic children and then communicate what they needed to say to their parents. So, and
Right.
I bloody love them because they are so high up. They're still in the spirit world half the time, and they don't give a shit.
Oh yeah,
Whether they've
beige
got
food and no sharing. That's standard.
Yeah, they literally just don't give a shit. But I'm not talking. They're not. It's not the most severest end, obviously.
No, it's okay. I'm just busting chops. It's all good.
No, I know. But all I'm saying is that there's going to be more compassion, benevolence. There's going to be more of a moral compass that says, no, that's not quite right. And the people are going to listen. So there's going to be the ones that have got, I hate the titles. Basically, they were called the Children of the Light. Hence, that's why that's in my title. And he said, look, I'm not plugging nothing. I'm just saying that this has all been told to me 12 or 13 years ago, right? So these children, the Children of the Light, indigo children, star children, whatever you want to start saying, started being incorporated more in a more saturated level in the 80s, right? And so they're the ones that come in, integrate, procreate, and they're the ones that have still got an element of that beautiful autistic trait, that part of that awakeness that will always sting into their consciousness if they know that something's not right, and they will stand up for it, and they won't have the fear anymore. They'll go, oh, no, it's not right. Oh, well, if that happens, this will happen. I don't care. That's not right. Tell me if I'm wrong,
That's exactly
and
what
they have the intelligence and the diligence, and they will just naturally want to be the best that they can for other people, rather than how much money I'm going to get for this, what can I do to get power. And so that's how it will slowly change. But we can't have it, as you say, straight away, because if we had, like, for instance, immediate alien disclosure, the world will go into rat shit. People would be looting and going, oh my God, they're all going to kill us. Right, we've got to slowly show them that they've been integrating with us since year dot, and slowly show them that they're just another form of consciousness and species, rather than that alien. Do you know, I remember when that drone, the site was going on with the drones, right? And in the first paragraph, I laughed my head off, because in the first paragraph there was alien invasion, kill, abduction, all of the key words to strike fear in the hearts of everybody. So if anybody, you know, we see them a lot when we have our conventions and GSIC and things like that. We see our friends up in the sky.
Mhm.
And I see them here by the ocean most nights when I take Mila out for a last walk. They're all there buzzing around, and it's great. But the mainstream sheeple people would go mental, because they're going to think War of the Worlds, Independence Day, we're all going to die, we're all going to get boomed
Yeah.
up. So everything is slowly being incorporated, including those that have got slightly autistic and ADHD traits. Those, and I hate the title, but it's basically light spectrum in their energy, and then they get to an age where they will be the scientists, the doctors.
Nicky,
that's where we're going.
I'm going to have a conversation with you that I had with Danny Henderson, right? Because why in God's name would we trust these people in these ships? Give me one reason why I should blindly trust and have
Not
blind
everybody.
faith. No. Talk to me directly to me. Convince me.
Yeah,
because
I've got it.
I was over 30 years with no religion, no faith, had a profound religious experience that changed my whole path. I've always always believed in the paranormal and the ghosts and the magic, into all of that before I found a religion. That was what was real to me from growing up. And now it seems that it's more culturally appropriate to focus on aliens, right? Aliens and ships zipping around. And for some reason, we're expected to trust and have some sort of reason to trust these people. And I'm not an easy sale. And the night that I did that on Danny Henderson's show, the two ships came above the house. I filmed it all, and I was talking. They were responding and doing stuff, right? I'm still not buying it, okay? So try harder. A lot harder, okay? Because I'm going to be honest with you. They need to try harder. I need to know why I should put faith in them, because I don't understand why we're all so eager to blindly trust. So convince me, Nicky.
I can't convince you. I can tell you what I've experienced. When I was most probably about 7, we were in the pub garden in the lodge in Rayleigh, which was our regular on a Sunday. And we were sitting there with my dad, and everybody started going, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God." And this huge disc cigar shake come really low with its lights flashing, and everybody went hysterical. My dad went up and went, all right, guys. And he said, "You're going to get so much of this when you get older." He goes, "You might just get in on the first flights to Mars." He said, "I'm not sure." He said, "But you might do." He said, "But there'll be a lot of this. Don't worry about that."
It's the equivalent. It's the equivalent of almost then turning up with a flashy car, and Dad's going, "Hey, I like you because you've got a flashy car."
No, hang on a minute.
Guilty to that. Right, okay, carry on. Please carry on. Yeah.
I mean, hold this space. So I'm like, and I felt safe, and I felt Norman. He goes, "It's okay. They're just like from another planet, right?" So I got that. So then I would see them and like, "Hey," and I never ever felt. I always know if I walk into a place and there's like a demonic energy or there's a dark energy, I'm there straight away and I know it, right? But I had a gin in my, not a gin because that would be nice, gin and tonic.
That would be lovely. Yeah, a couple of them.
Old malevolent spirit bastard thing that was in our villa in Spain, and it even got its voice incorporated onto one of my videos. It's on my YouTube channel where it says "genios," and that is actually the Spanish word for jinn, malevolent spirit, right? It was in there. Anyway, so I kind of grown up knowing good and bad. So I've had that experience. I've had, and that was in the newspapers. People that like, it was massive at the time. This is in the 70s, and it was, oh my God, like, you know, hundreds of people spot UFO at local pub. And then it happened again. We were in another pub in Basildon, in Essex, and literally this thing come down, but it was like a thin disc. It wasn't that cigar shape, and it just came down. And he goes, "Oh, they're here again." So he said, "Have you been up there yet on one of them?" I'm like, "No, Daddy," because I was like a kid. He goes, "You will." He goes, "You'll see them, you'll know them." I'm like, "Okay." So that was my experience as a kid. And as I say, I've seen craft all the time. So then what happens is 12 years ago, which is when I suddenly had this huge portal opening where I suddenly started seeing all sorts of stuff I'd never seen in my life when I was like laying in bed. and I was standing in this court, and there was all these people, beings, sat round in a circle, right? And there was like Gabriel, there was the source that creates different imagery. It can show Allah, Jesus, Buddha, trees, childbirthing. It just creates different imagery. That's the source of the universe energy. Then there was a star being, there was this like bluey shimmery thing. There was another one that looked like a blonde goddess from somewhere, a Nordic or something, I don't know. And they were around the table. I'm like, okay, what's all this about? And so they said, your energy has vibrated to the higher council. And I'm like, okay. And so they said, this is where you're going to start writing and scribing down what you need to let, you know, everybody know. So when I came out of it, I'm the sort of person, when you say to me, right, do you know this? Did you hear about this? No. It's like, for instance, I've never looked on this channel, but now I can because I've been on here, but I do not Google, read, study, or listen to anybody else. And it's a killer, because when I go to big conferences and they go, oh, this is so-and-so, you must know him. I'm like, oh my God, no, I don't.
I'm the exact
So I have to get it
same.
from source, right? I have to get it from source. I don't want to hear what everybody else has got to say. I want to say it, because what I do is that's how I found out about the Akashic Records, the Seraphim, right? I go, what's this? Oh, this is Akashic Records. Is it? Never heard of it. Who are you? Oh, I'm Raguel. Never heard of you, right? And then I come down and Google it or speak to other people. They go, oh my God, Nick, you do make me laugh. That is whatever. So when I came down and put in High Council and started describing the beings I'd seen there, they all were having big hits. I'm like, Jesus, these beings are real. People have reported them. People have said about them. And so it's the same as down here, darling. You're going to get arseholes in spacecraft, and you're going to get the benevolence. The whole point of this council, if you like, and I hate how everybody says, oh, it's this name, it's that name, it's this army, it's that. It's all a load of bollocks. At the end of the day, we've all got different species, different frequencies, and we can all merge as one. So what happens is this High Council connects, well, however they do it, telekinetically, telepathically, how I do with them, and they say, right, this is what we're going to introduce to this planet. So there are people that safeguard this planet, but of course you're going to get the nasties. You're going to get it in everything. You've got to have yin and yang, haven't you?
100%.
So tarring a craft with one brush is the wrong way forward, because you could get someone that gets through whatever safety barriers they've got up there, because if not, why have they not come down before and done anything bad? Which they have. They've infiltrated people. That's another story. Hybrids and stuff like that. But on the mainstream, like attracts like. So every single time I've connected with the craft, and I've been standing on my own in the dark like a nutter, because I'm in grief at the moment, still am. So I sometimes have insomnia. I just go and stand on the beaches at the bottom of my garden, which they taught me how to manifest, right? So I go down the beach and I just sit there and look up at them and just say, is there anything you want to tell me? They'll tell me something, and then it comes up in the news the next couple of days. So I don't feel bad. From my whole childhood, the ones that I've attracted, it's like, I'm not being funny. If you're sitting in your lounge having a cup of tea and cake, you don't invite a crack addict in, do you? And say, oh, come in, because you're obviously attracted to my house and I love you being here. You literally attract who is on your level of expectation, your morality, your belief systems, your light, your frequency. So you're always going to attract the benevolence, right? But it's the same as dark energy, right? People that get, look at who attracts demons or possession, right? Most of them, the highest percentage of people that get possessed are fear. They're God-fearing people of the cloth, right? They're people that fear the devil. They pray to the devil every single day. Please keep the devil away from me. Keep the devil from our door. They are literally, their whole energy is connected to dark frequency energy every single day.
I'm with you.
That's why they're bringing it in, because they keep thinking of it all the time, because they're fearing it. So they bring it in. So I'm no doubt, if there are negative people here, and that vow is finally open enough for us to have that open conversation, which obviously is being blocked at the moment by the powers that be, good, bad, military, whatever it is, I don't know. But, you know, potentially, yes, we could have negative species come in and blend with the negative people. But the more we work as a collective consciousness for the greater good, then we'll have that. And the thing is that people say to me, yeah, but why are they just not coming down and saying, hey, we're here? Why aren't the angels showing themselves like they used to in the Bible? That's because it was load of old crap. But why are they not doing this? They show themselves in the most beautiful, subtle ways, but you're not opening yourself to synchronicity. You're not opening yourself to their telepathic messages. You're not opening yourself to what they've got to show you. You're staying tunnel vision down this sheeple road of listening to all of the deep state.
Or is everyone aligned with the light, and by consequence it's removing them from being able to receive things? Because I've listened to what you said, Nicky, right? So your response to why we should trust these individuals is because it's been built up over time that they've given you tasks to do, you've achieved them, they've given you information that's come true to solidify their intentions, perhaps. Although I don't know where the correlation between the information they've told you and what's happened. Because
no, that's just them giving me the evidence that they exist. They've given me names of planets.
You're calling for confirmations. Yeah, I'm with you.
I've always wanted my confirmation. The fact is that I've never in my life been exposed to anything evil unless I've walked into it at paranormal investigation, right? Never just attracted it, never created it. I've walked into it and then I've dealt with it, right? So I've naturally attracted it. So all these people that go, get protection, all protect yourself from what? Well, I didn't do it as a baby, and I was one of the most biggest portal mediums with a Mary Magdalene bloodline and the seventh sun energy pulsating through me. Why didn't they come to me then?
Oh, yeah. I mean, hey, listen, if you were a malevolent space creature who needed pawns on this planet, you're going to get in early. You're going to get them in as kids. You're going to groom. It's going to be the grooming process of convincing you they're good guys from day one.
Exactly.
But that to me still isn't that to me, alien people, guys. I'm not, and listen, I'm talking directly about the physical beings on spaceships zooming about. Okay.
Yeah.
You need to do a lot more. I ain't buying it still. Okay.
That's absolutely fine. All I know is
I respect you, Nicky. I respect you, Nicky. Just so you know, it's not. I'm not saying anything you're saying is wrong.
Oh my God, darling, I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. What I'm saying is I can only share my experience, and this is the same when people say to me, "Oh, there's no afterlife. There's no." I don't. That's fine.
Oh, no. We're on the same page.
Whatever you go with, but all I know is everything that I've connected with up there, and seen here, there's that feeling that I've known since a kid of that safety. It's good. It's not negative. It's not a problem. Okay. I've heard many stories of people that have been terrorized by alien beings, the reptilians and all that kind of stuff. I don't get too involved in that stuff. My bag is really humankind, being the facilitator like I used to be as a police detective, facilitating information to humankind from source, if that makes sense, and whatever comes in between. But I totally get it. I still think, well, if it's all going on and you've got all these military whistleblowers and that, where's the proof? Why don't they just come down and say, hey, we're here, ET phone home?
It's interesting. Do you not think that with you saying that you shy away from all of that, that's exactly what they would want you to shy away from if they had you delivering messages to all of us? Do you see what I'm saying? So for me,
absolutely. I don't mean shy away. Perhaps that's the wrong word. It's not. I don't feel a massive it's like a drug that I bring education, comfort.
Oh no, I get you.
Knowledge to the masses. When it comes to the alien thing, I'm aware it's there. I'm aware they're part of the council. I'm aware that they decide things on what to disclose through technology, medical stuff, and all the rest of it. I know that's going on. But the thing is, I'm not going to be rude about it. But from what I've learned from the UFO community, there's so much backbiting and titles of different galactic federations.
Don't get me started on the Galactic Federation stuff, Nicky.
Oh my God! Just fighting arguments and nastiness, and I've never known anything like it. To be honest with you,
it's human condition, Nicky.
Out about it, but
it's the human condition.
Everybody's saying I'm right about this, I'm right about that, and this has happened. It's just like, do you know what? Just get on with your lane, stay in your lane, and bring through what you've got for the greater betterment of humankind, and stop trying to say that you communicate with an army and you do this and you go up and save people on another planet. Let's just keep it real, share your experiences, show what you've got from that, what can help humankind, and not it's all about your ego, love. Do you know what I mean? Just let it go and just do what you're supposed to do. We've chosen to come down here at this pivotal time when the planets have never been aligned like they have. We've never had this consciousness lift in the whole history of the planet since beginning Anunnaki, right? We've never had it, and we've chosen front row seats to be part of the vocal tribe that say this is what's happening. Hang on in there. Right, we've failed to do that. So let's leave the ego. Let's leave the titles out. Let's leave who runs what army and who's a super soldier. Let's just get on with whatever we know we connect with, and bring it out there and educate. That's the first and last thing I'm going to say about this, because I've never known so much bitching and backbiting about who's right about what's going up in space. You know, it doesn't bring any joy or comfort or education to humankind, who's right and who's wrong. What it does is that I can just share my experience from when I was 7 years old, and my dad telling me there's people on Mars, there's people on the moon. There's some good, some bad. These will always be good. They'll always be your friends. That's what I've got to say. And all I know is, I go up to a council and I'm thinking, what's this? And when I Google it, the names of what they give me are there in front of my face. And I'm from Sirius B, I'm a Nordic, and I'm like, never heard of you. And then when I go to G6, someone says, oh, this is a Nordic. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I sat in front of one of those like 5 years ago. So I know it's real, unless there's a massive game of
no. It's not definitely not about if it's real. Just to be clear to everybody, I'm not pressing or asking you on any of this being real. Okay, because we all know it's real. I get really angry with myself when I start thinking about how much the world is putting on the shoulders of blind faith when it comes to physical beings in space cars that are standing there going, oh, apparently it's okay for all these atrocities to take place. So they need to make up for millennia of letting us just be governed by madness. And that's about it, really. I'm just a bit bitter. Like, they better put
I agree, darling. I agree. Really, and do you know what? The thing is, as well, is I said this, I can't remember who I said it to. It might have been Alex when I was speaking with him, right? Is that if you look at some of the greatest iconic films, like Men in Black, right? All of this is supposed to be, when I see some of these movies, I think there's truth in that. The Abyss, there's truth in that. I don't know if there's part truth been channeled into the producers or the writers of these movies, but there is something coming in that's got part truth. I honestly feel that down here there is a Men in Black setup that is literally watching the star systems, and they are liaising with other people or other beings, other planets, other planetary places to say, right, what's going in, what's going out. I honestly do feel that there is that going on.
I agree too. I agree too. They should just readjust
that's happening.
They should just readjust the telescopes, because there's a bunch of kids being turned into jerky, right? And we need to get that dealt with. Okay, I tell you what, though, the whole what is the name of the galactic stuff, that is just
seriously, how much energy do you want on that?
Like a couple of glasses of big glasses of red wine, and I could watch two people argue all day over who's right and wrong. I'm not going to have anything to do with it, but I could watch that all day.
Do you know what, babe? My whole 35 years of me doing this, I've never, if anybody's ever heard me say I am right, I would eat my own hat if I had one. I would eat any part of my body, because I've never done it. I literally have said, I don't know what's right or wrong. This is my truth, and I'm going to say it. I don't care how you take it. I don't care if you believe it. I'm just here because I've got the balls to stand here, sit here in front of a camera and tell you this is my experience. That's it.
Yep.
So when people insist they're wrong or right, and when they start saying that other people are wrong, and they start taking chunks out of other people, that's where we lose it all. And that's where we lose our credibility, is people that have got something to say on here and anywhere else. So what is it now? The argument of Galactic Federation of Light, or
who cares? Like, actually, who cares? If you're watching, none of us care. Okay.
And I'm sorry for anybody I've upset, but you know what? They've upset me as well. So I don't really care.
Listen.
But
listen,
you know what? And it's just,
this
you
is
know, they don't
dangerous
give any
ground, Nicky.
credibility to someone
This
who
is
stood up
dangerous
there and
ground.
seen it all.
This is dangerous ground because I know the things that you know about the things that we can't talk about, okay? Because
Yep.
we've got a mutual friend that we respect. But just know, yeah, yeah, I know. We all know. So,
It's so funny. Jesus.
sometimes you just got to get it out. So it's not about disrespecting people that believe that. It's about, why are we arguing? It's like the left and the right, but of galactic space. Like, why are you arguing over the name of? Are you like? I'm sorry. Is this Joey Tribbiani's trying to get their handle on stuff? And they're like, well, actually, we need to sell jumpers and hoodies with a name on it, and if we don't get it right, they're not going to sell. Because it doesn't really matter, okay? It doesn't matter. And I'm fully in agreement. Throughout my whole journey, it felt disgustingly icky to say, this is how this is done. But to say, this is how I do it, or this is my experience, is the only right way. Because then by explaining your experience, there's no ulterior motive. Like, I'm not trying to sell you anything right now. I'm just telling you my experience. Take from it what you want.
Yeah.
And,
exactly. And this is the first time I've ever spoke about it, because I don't invest any time or energy in talking about what I think about other people speaking about stuff, but it just naturally came up in conversation.
Well, I'll drag you down to the low point. I'll drag you down to that low point, Nicky. Don't worry. We'll oh yeah, 2 fireballs in, and you'll be like, but it's true, man. It's true. And the level of clout hungry people that will step on people just to facilitate what they see as their cultish narrative, as the single-minded, you have to stay within the cone of my bullshittery, is widespread. And don't get me wrong, they're all arguing over things that we all know exist, but they're trying to frame it in a way so that their version is different, so that people have mass appeal to it. And it's like, that's the problem with what's going on the planet now, right? It's that.
Exactly. But the whole point is, what I said about the wheat and chaff? The more they carry on lording it over their own ego, then they'll be the ones that fall by the wayside. So this crumbling effect that they told me about, this is the people that will crumble, because people will be sick of it. People want to come on here to be enlightened, to learn, to understand, to open their consciousness, to be enlightened, to be happy, to feel comforted, have fun. That's why I always work with humor, right? They don't want to come here and see bitching and arguments and chaos, because that's what's going on in the 3D world, right? They don't want to see that. And so these people, trying to win their little battles, but they won't win the war, and they'll just go off to the wayside. They won't be the people that will be around like me in 35 years' time, still being able to try and do what they're doing, because they're just sitting in this energy of self, and it's not the right balance at the end of the day. But good luck to them, whoever.
Oh, I don't wish any good luck on them. No, I retract all of the good luck you just sent to them. I take all of that back. They don't get any good luck. I wish no good luck on that specific person. Okay,
it just lowers your frequency. I just
don't care.
It out whatever.
Don't care.
I just don't care. No, you don't, but I do, because that does lower my vibration by saying no. Just let them get on with it, because I've watched so many over the years think they're the diva and the person on all this bullshit, and they've treated me badly and looked down on me and all the rest of it, and I'm like, 5 years, 10 years tops, you're out of the game, mate. And they are. Where are they all now? And so I'm still sitting here, and people are asking me to speak on here and asking me to go all over the place, and I'm like, thank you very much. And that isn't because of ego or me, oh no, brilliant. It's because I just don't deal with the bullshit and the noise. I just get on with what I do. I try my best. I'm trying to grieve Darren. I'm moving home. I'm going through massive personal circumstances. I don't need the grief of everybody else. He said, she said. It's like the wrestlers, isn't it? Giving, well, I have the, and it's all a big show and big drama. For what? I don't get it. It just doesn't compute in my. So when I said shy away, I actually meant I really don't invest any time in that. I've got my knowledge through, Metatron and everybody. Oh, he's a demon. He's this, he's that. Oh my God, shut up, will ya? Just shut up. I literally go up from source, I speak to them, I know it's completely right. They always bring something to the table. They'll always bring a prediction through that pays off. They will always tell me what's going on the planet. They will always give me stuff in the Akashic records. I'm always safe and guarded. I should be 6 foot under, either jumping off the cliff or dead, you know, and I'm not. I'm still here standing in my strength, and that's because of that.
That little double paragraph towards the end there, right, is actually a better answer for the question that I asked you earlier, if I'm being honest. Because yeah, anyway, I'm not going to try and explain it, but it makes sense now. No, it makes sense now where your faith is based, right? It's
just, you know, faith to me sometimes is almost a hopeful element of something. I know 100%, I swear to you, darling, I know 100% if I didn't have the angel realms, the spirit world, and all of that ethereal strength around me, I would have killed myself years ago.
Okay, yeah, I understand that. I fully relate.
The trauma I've been through is incredible. So that is one of the main reasons, even though I've been through hell, you know, watching Darren die in front of me and God knows what, and the way I was treated afterwards, everything, every trauma I've ever been through, I've had everyone apart from being murdered. I was nearly, well, stabbed, but I wasn't murdered. But every trial and trauma that could happen to a child and a person has happened to me, right? And I signed up for that. And so when I am sitting in front of a camera, it's one of the things that they've told me is part of my soul contract is to show people how to get through trauma, show them how to get out of the darkness, show them how to navigate their meat suit, show them how to navigate human experiences, right? Yeah. That's what they've told me. That's what I've got to do. And so that's what I do. And that's why when we talk about the noise and the ego and the he said, she said, and I'm right and they're wrong, that is just so far away from what I'm here present online for. It's unbelievable. Yeah. And I just don't want to entertain it. And then if anybody attacks back at me, right, and says, oh, that was a demon ritual, some crap people have said before, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, that's great. You're going to do about 2 years and you'll be fine then. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like
that's the muggle mindset to go straight to demon, because everything after the big 3, everything became a demon, right? So, but here's the thing, like, I've gone through similar stuff. Like I had a little, one of my children passed away, and you know, me and my ex-partner, we like literally held her as she was passing, and
God, I'm so sorry, darling.
Well, you just learn to live with it, right? But it changes you, right? It really does. And the relationship that you've had your whole life with physical beings, afterlife spirits, things that have never been in solid form or never existed as we understand it, all of that is the world that was hidden from us when we were told all of this was wrong.
Yes.
And I'm going to just talk to you. I'm going to give you a couple of things about, because very recently, you know how you have these memories that for no reason you can't explain why you're remembering them. Why is this stupid memory from when I'm 8 or 9 burned into me, right?
Yeah.
And there's the whole story of me and the shadow people growing up, right? And the man in the hat. That's one thing, right?
Oh, the man in the hat.
Yeah. So I have this vivid memory, right, of going to sleep and then having these dreams that I was on a table and it's like someone's put a very murky cling film over me, right? But there was no sense of fear. There was absolutely no fear. And to be honest with you, no traumatizing memory. It was just a bit like, oh, this is a bit weird. So there was never a negative attachment to it, but it was almost over the top, the comfort feeling of the memory, right? It was almost like everybody wanted to make, like, he's coming, everyone relax, we don't want to startle him or something, right? And I don't know what that is. And it stuck with me for so long. And I don't know if you've heard stories from other people like that or know anything like that.
Thousands.
Okay.
Thousands. I was asked to, I do a feature in a magazine called Psychic Detective.
Okay.
And I was asked to investigate this because it is a phenomena that is global.
Yeah.
The man in the top hat.
Oh, and the man in the hat, one thing. I dealt with him. Lucid dreaming dealt with that once, because to me, listen, we can't feel bad if you feed on fear and that's your food group, right? I'm not going to judge you, because the man in the hat throughout my whole life would give me the level of fear I could handle. So as a little kid, it was the creepy, like gangly shadow man with the man in the hat behind him. But when I was in my early 20s, it was like that Leonardo DiCaprio movie where reality folds on itself and everything's like, holy crap. But no one ever touched me. Like, I was never eaten or torn apart. I would wake up. No. It would give me the level of fear that they would need to give me to get the level of whatever they wanted from me. But see, when I learned lucid dreaming, man, dealt with overnight.
Oh, darling. So can I ask you, was there any level of trauma in your childhood or any level of negative energy going on in your childhood during that time?
I had a twisty childhood. I really did.
Oh my, hang on a minute, my batteries, how can that? This is spirit energy. I'm telling you, we had all those problems getting on, and now my whole battery's been sucked and it was full.
Because they don't want the answers. They don't want me to know the answers, Nikki.
No, I know. Don't worry. Don't worry. All they got to do is very unprofessional, but hey ho, we're going to walk through my box city, and I'm going to get the plug. That's impossible.
So what I'll do is I'll make myself full screen so no one can see your background just now, Nikki. Just
8 hours of life, 8 to 12 hours of life, and it's lasted. How long have we been on?
90 minutes.
Bloody hell. See? Yeah, you can try, but you know you're never going to win with me, so you can go shove it up your sun won't shine. I'll tell you that now.
Exactly. I'll just take this opportunity to make sure everyone likes and subscribes. Really appreciate that. I'm going to get to some questions that you guys have posted in just a minute. I'm just
what's that going on?
Oh yeah, I've been saving I've been selfishly just self-indulging and answering questions of my own mental path here. We'll get to everyone else in a minute. Okay. So yeah, but I mean, like I say, there was never any, and it was a repeated memory. I feel like I've got multiple memories of it that are slapped into one montage of the whole thing. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I know exactly what it is. So sorry. So did you have trauma or any negative energies going on in your household at that point?
No, when you say negative energies, do you mean unexplainable paranormal shit?
Domestic, no. Arguments, domestics, illness, sadness, anything going on at the time? That's the question I always ask, and predominantly no.
I couldn't give you an accurate timeline, but I know before this happened, like my mum went through a traumatic breakup with a partner, but there was no abuse. It was like I came home from school and he's packing up their whole bedroom and leaving, and then I go outside and key his BMW, right? Because that's my mum.
I need you in my life, babe. I need you in my life.
Nah, mate, you're not getting away with that.
So what happened then?
Oh, I tormented this guy for years, man. Big shout out to my mum.
Did that then?
Oh, hell yeah. I went and keyed his freaking BMW. He's packing up my mum's bed and everything. I'm like 11 years old and like, this ain't right. I know this ain't right. So
no, but I just heard something go underneath. Then there was like a growling sound.
It's probably Alan. Like that's the.
I have to play it back. I have to play it back. Alan, my dad's name's Alan. That's why my name is Nicky Allen. I work in his memory.
Oh wow.
So that's another story. So basically, I kept getting repeated inquiries about this, and he gets everywhere. And I even had to do a magazine article on it. And basically, the best way I can describe it is like a movie, right? So do you know Poltergeist 2, when you've got that old man that with the big hair that comes round to see Carol Ann? Terrible accent. Sorry to people watching from the US, right? But that is exactly who the man in the hat is.
Yeah.
He is the imagery that represents darkness coming in to see if it can take your soul over to do bad things for it.
Okay. Well, yeah, listen, I'm not kidding about the man in the hat. He's a Goomba. I've dealt with him.
But loads of people have seen him though, and it's scared the crap out of them. So that's who he is. He's an imagery-based presence that manifests in the ether, a stage 3-4 manifestation that basically thousands upon thousands of people have reported all around the planet, right? And so he is the imagery of negativity. He's the one that creates that opening and says, are you up for it? Are you traumatized enough? Let's have a go. And so that's where lots of people say, fluff you, off you pop, and lucid dreaming, and you battle them, and he's off, and he's like, no, it's not going to work with this one. He also goes around energy vibrations to find trauma It happens to a lot of abused children. That's why I know that I'm so brilliantly surrounded by love, light, and that nothing ever's going to come unless I invite it, because my life's been an absolute shit show of trauma, pain, and abuse. And so it never happened to me. I never saw him. And sometimes I'm like, come on then, bring it on, especially when I was dealing with that gin in that villa,
Well,
right?
he tried for over 16 years with me. 16 years. And it got to a point where I started seeing him in, you know, when you're looking at a window and there'd be like a bit of a mirrory reflection. There's like the light bouncing off. I couldn't have mirrors around me as a kid because I was so terrified I'd start seeing it. Well, here's the thing. Throughout all of that, there was this other experience. Like I say, this whole being like taken somewhere and then stuck down on a table that had the totally different feeling. Okay. And
yeah,
that because like honestly, Nicky, when it comes to the dark forces, 9 times out of 10, I'm I'm more scary than a lot of these things. Okay, I've got a lot of things.
I know. Why do you think they wanted you on side?
Well, they're not going to get me on side because I'm.
Go on.
No. Well, I feel like
if I had you in my circle, if I had you in my circle, you would be the anchor point. You would be the person that watches the energy of the circle, watches what comes near. Not that anything does come near. I would have you as the anchor point to keep everybody balanced in their energy. You've got such a strong, old intrinsic value of strength and determination, rebellion, that if they could manipulate that, they could have turned you into a political leader. They could have made you a doctor. They could have made you something that that could work in the darkness. That's why you were hounded for 16 years, because they saw the potential of you being brilliant if you went over to the dark side.
It makes sense. It does make sense. And that's the feeling that you just described is how I kind of, I mean, it's one of the, it's hard not to sound like an egotistical twat, but I feel like that's what I'm meant to do. I feel like there's a group of people I'm meant to be helping rise up, or I don't know what it is, right? I don't know what it is, but everybody, right, that's in the high levels of your class, like your world, Nicky, keep coming back with the same stuff. Okay. Danny Henderson, Beverly Rhodes, yourself, every one of their people they've brought in to have chats with me. I always have a little question. I always throw the same things at them because there's some things I can't find the answer for, and that's okay. But it's also good to ask people like yourself. And yeah, and it's let's go to some questions before Ron takes up our 4 hours of self-indulgence here. Let's go with a great one, right? What do ghosts look like, Nicky? What do ghosts look like? But I want to know people ghosts, and pet ghosts. Let's hear the two of them.
Right, okay. Let's just look at the vernacular of that. I know it's only human words associated so that we can create a mind map of what we're thinking or talking about, but ghosts are completely different to spirits. Ghosts are basically a replay event. So for instance, if someone walked down a road every day for their whole life, they may leave an imprint of their energy going up and down. It's not interactive. It's not an actual talking, spirit that you can talk to. There's a spirit just walked in. Myla, it's okay. Shush, shush, shush. Don't ruin it now and start barking. As you can see, it's in the hallway. Hi, whoever it is. So there's 2 types, right? I don't know if you heard that. That's somebody just coming in. So anyway, so ghosts are a replay or a replay of energy that's literally stuck in the ether. A spirit is a full entity that's come in different stages, right? And you can communicate with, you can interact with, you can get intelligence from them, you can blend with their energy. So that's the difference between a spirit and a ghost. There are about 5 stages of manifestation of a pet. No, leave it. It's a girl. It's a little girl.
Oh my God.
Hello, darling. I'm sorry if she starts.
Can you ask her what her name is?
No, there's Annabelle, Bella, I'm not. Let me carry on talking and let her come closer, and then I'll start seeing what who she is. Did you lose a little girl, darling? Was yours a little girl that you lost? Rom.
Yeah. Yeah.
This might be your little girl,
Mm-hmm.
but let me look, darling. I didn't expect to do this. Sorry.
That's all right.
Okay, come in if you want to, sweetheart. Don't be shy. It's not a problem. So there are 5 stages of spirit manifestation. One is your orbs, right? Some of them can be mistaken for dust, insects. They normally have like light going beyond them and creating light where they are. You can sometimes see faces in them, so you can tell an orb from like a dust particle. That's the first stage of a spirit person making an effort to come in through the ether to create connection and contact. Come in, darling. There's an L. I keep seeing LL and I can't work it out. It's hard because I'm doing this as well as doing that.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
No,
You
that's
don't need to
fine.
worry. It's
I just wanted to come in. She's got dark hair. She's really pretty, but she I can't get all of it. Come in and if you
sorry.
can. So don't say sorry. So that's the first stage. Second stage are rods of light or like tadpoles or beams of light. That's them thinking, I'm getting used to this. This is good. And so you see that. I see it with the naked eye. Sometimes it's in the camera. I didn't even know it was there. So you get the streams of light coming in. You then get what lots of people report, which is sparkles in the ether and what looks like cigarette smoke, mist. And what it is that they've basically gone through into the atmosphere and they've started to solidify matter. So this is like clouds, mists. Various people report this a lot. Then what happens is once they start getting used to that, they think, oh my God, I can start bringing this in. I can start creating a formation that they're going to recognize. Right. And so that's where you get your blue ladies and your mists and your black shadows and your white shadows, because I can create black shadows. So we can't always think that a black shadow is negative, because a lot of male energy is black shadow. Sometimes I see a black shadow go past. It's my granddad just pass him. All right, my duck. And then he's gone. Right. So they then create shape and then they think, I'm smashing this. And it depends how well evolved they are as to how quick they manipulate it. Then boom, you got solid as you like walking in. I've seen so many and I want to kick myself every time because I've gone, what about your mate there? And then I look away and I go, they say, what? I say your mate. And then they've gone. I'm like, oh my God, I was just standing 2 foot away from a solid spirit being. My granddad used to have to poke people, touch them to see if they're real or not, because he couldn't tell the difference. And so that's what they look like. Some of them can be a bit see-through if they haven't manifested the solidness. My dad was solid for 10 minutes sitting in front of me on a crisis meeting. He came down from the spirit world and it was just like a human. I've seen many of them stand there completely solid like a human being. And then I look again and they've gone and I think, shit, why didn't I know that that was a spirit person? Because they were so human, I just didn't even acknowledge it. And then you've got, same with animals. She's skipping up and down. I don't know if she was a lot younger. She wasn't like a little girl.
No.
When you lost her, she's like a little one, but
really
yeah, I know. And but she's showing herself, because it's not worth me showing a baby, or, you know, because a baby's a baby, or a little, you know, a young soul like that, because it's not going to take me anywhere. But she's showing me what she would have looked like around, she's around 5 or 6. So that's why I know she passes a baby, right? And so she's got like, it's dark hair. She's really cheeky. Really, she's got dimples. So I don't know if there's dimples in your other kids, but there's significant dimples. Yeah. She's skipping up and down. She's got a very light energy, but can be really tempestuous. So one of your kids is really like that. They could be sweet and then suddenly click and they're a little bastard. Yeah. And she's exactly like that. She starts things up. She does typical energy where she starts toys up. April, she's bringing up the month of April. So don't think this is when she passes or what April's got to do with anything. But she's saying, say about April, because that's right. Have we just been through April? I can't remember.
Well, that's when my birthday is in April. And
right,
I leave toys out up in the kids' bedroom. And there's
playing with them.
Yeah. Oh, I hear her. Like I hear the toys going off. They're all
Annabelle, Bella, Lila, Isla, la 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 la. I keep getting this L sound.
Okay. Do you know, it's interesting. The us sound, okay, is bang on.
A and L.
The us sound, right?
Yeah.
That sound, you're bang on with. Okay, I don't want to give you too much. I don't want to give you too much.
Don't, because it's really hard. Because if I knew that I was going to do this, I knew she was going to come in, and I would have got in that frequency. But I'm trying to think of that I'm in front of an audience talking with you.
Don't worry. Just let it. If anything happens,
I love it.
So if anything happens, it happens.
But she's very much like you. You're a stubborn person when you want to be. You won't be told. She's really proud of you, though, because you did go through really... Oh, I saw that. You should see. Talking of orbs and flashing things, you should see stuff like that all the time, especially higher up. It's like she's throwing stuff up that you should be aware of. That's her. She's also acknowledging that you went through a really angry stage, like a self-destructive stage. And I don't know if this is after you broke up with her mum, but there's Karen, Callie, she's doing K sound now. And there's this feeling of massive anger and outbursts and a bit of self-destruction, a bit of the wrong path, but it made you who you are now. She's really proud of you because she's seen how you've pulled it back and you've harnessed what could have turned into a very dangerous, different outcome for your life expectancy and what you were going to be doing with it. So you pulled it back and you've become such a great dad. But there seems like there's 6 kids or 6 younger souls.
There is 6 kids. I have 6 kids.
Yeah, that's what I want.
She would have been my...
She's the 6th one.
Well, no, she would have been the 7th. Yeah, there's 6 that are still with us.
6. That's what I want. Hang on a minute. 6. And so she's like a little guardian angel for them. So if they ever get any whispers and they say, oh, something's in the room or whatever, it's always going to be her. She's never going to leave them. She's going to be a permanent guardian angel for them. But she chose that and chose this for your journey because you wouldn't be here now because of her. Of what happened, and you all agreed this before you even come down. Her eyes are very much like yours, very much like yours. I don't know if you have actual dry eyes or you get really irritated eyes, but one of the things she does when she's near you is make your nose itch. Or
oh my God, I'm not being funny, right? But if you go back through my live streams, I have a really... Like I often say, there must be a dog here on the mic.
I've never seen you before, Ron.
It's like this. It's like, or I'll talk about... Or yeah, Shane, the producer, right, who's known me a long time, is like freaking out at how accurate everything you're saying is. I'm not going to tell you what you're accurate about, but he's freaking out.
No, I don't want to know. It's just
tickling.
This is the thing, right? It's lovely to get feedback. It's lovely to say yes, no. But hang on a minute, darling. What has Cedarwood got to do with anything? Cedar Road, Cedar Woods, Cedar... something to do with woods or something like that, cedar something. Hang on a minute, darling. So the whole point is that I'm not here to go, oh God, I was right on amazing. Oh,
I know.
It's literally me just doing what I do to let you know she's around. She's so prevalent around you. And there's a woman up there. Oh my God, she was wicked. And I love her sense of humor, but she could be really nasty to people. She didn't like him, didn't suffer fools gladly, but she's a small woman. She's not a big woman. And she's shrewd, and I feel that she was a significant part of your childhood, but then she left, so she went home, she passed. So there feels like there's been a long time standing that you haven't had the strength of her with you. There's a lot of feminine energy around you, Ron.
All right, okay. So I was raised by 2 women, right? One of them was my mother, one of them was my godmother, who was also my mother's godmother, who was... She was my childminder, she was my best friend. She was who I watched. Maisie.
I can't hear very well.
Get the fuck out of here! All right, get out. That is wild, right? Because I don't talk about even if you want. Let's say you're a total phony and you've spent weeks going through everything, never spoken about that, mate. So,
darling, I've never watched it. As I say, this is the whole point of why I don't watch anybody. And
that's not me saying that. I'm just vocalizing. I'm just vocalizing.
No, thank you for that. I'm really pleased. But this flashing of lights are all from the girls. As I say, it gave you your humility, because I think if you hadn't have had that in your life, you could have been one nasty mofo. Do you know what I mean? You could have really turned it around and become a real...
Do you know what it was? Do you know what it was?
What's that?
I had the opportunity to go and see her when she was dying with cancer, right? And I couldn't face it. And then she passed away the next day. And the feeling of guilt and it wasn't about how I felt. It was about how I made her feel. And it was that catalyst that really may have been the thing. But everything you're saying, timing, everything spot on, spot on,
Do you know
spot
what? I'm glad she didn't. You didn't see her. I don't think she wanted to see you. Every spirit person decides when they're going to go, how they're going to go, and who's going to be there. 100%. And even though we see it as us letting them down or feeling guilty, she was not right. Her throat, her chest, her breathing, it really wasn't good. You need to remember her. I know you saw her poorly, but you take yourself back to that positive, vibrant, half full woman that she was. And if anything, she was the biggest love imprint in your heart from all time, I think. But she wouldn't take any crap. And sometimes she could be strict. I do know that. She would stand her ground and not let you get away with anything. But it shaped you for who you were, and you just grew with the rest of it. You everything that you are now, you've got to give yourself so much, and you don't do this, and you've got to stop giving yourself a hard time. You've got to give yourself a pat on the back, because you could have gone down such a different road, and you chose not to. And you could have really have been somebody not great, and you've turned out magnificent, and she's so proud of you. And she's just like the little boy that you were back then, darling. And I tell you now, the female energy around you and the pride, and your little girl, there's my daddy, she's skipping up and down, up and down. And you know, I don't know if I'm going to get it on camera, but up and down, up and down, up and down. And she'll be daddy, tapping your head, so you'll get a tingling scalp. That's another sign from your daughter that she is there. There's another birthday coming up in the next couple of weeks. She loves birthdays, surprises, people being sung to. That's her vibration that she absolutely adores and loves. And just remember, darling, that she isn't where she's laid to rest. She's in your heart. She's around you. Talk to me, daddy. I talk to you all the time. And you never speak to me. And I left the wardrobe door open. You thought it was someone else. I thought that was open.
Yeah.
Okay. So that door was open the other day, and she did it to try and draw your attention to the fact that you knew that was shut. Stop overanalyzing. When you see something that's different, just think, hang on a minute. No, do you know what? I'm going to have that one, because sometimes she's doing things and you are like, no, I'm going to analyze that, and I'm going to like stamp that one out. Don't, because she's doing stuff, dropping little coins and things like that. Sometimes accept it for what it is. She'll drop one in the next couple of days. Tell me when it happens, and then you pick that up, look at the date, and know what that is.
Listen, this is no bullshit. Okay. Yesterday, I was talking to a friend about, and it's a laughable story, because I've got like this talisman that's the most terrifying mystical object I own, and it's just a coin that I got off Amazon, right? And I am psycho about where this coin is. I mean, psycho. And I cannot find this coin.
Oh, it'll come back.
Oh, I know, but now I get. But it would be like
it's called exporting.
It would be like one of those crackheads you talked about misplacing their crack. Like, it just doesn't happen, right? It just doesn't happen. Okay, like this. Listen, everyone laughs. You have no idea how terrified I am of this coin. Like, if you're thinking of something and you drop the coin, you're going to get the answer, whether you like it or not. And the answer is rigid. There's no wavering from the answer you get. It's horrible. It's awesome, but it's horrible. Gone. Also, put a 1 in the side chat if anyone else has been waiting for the Medusa head behind Nicky to actually start moving and blink its eyes.
Oh, now that's typically you bloody saying that's Medusa. That's actually Venus or Gaia, whichever one you want to.
Sure is. Okay, listen, I'm educated. I'm educated by Hollywood. Okay, Hollywood taught me what I'm seeing here. Okay, so forgive me.
Exactly. That's just you. But she's actually gorgeous. She does look a bit scary there, but I didn't expect to be in the lounge. And I took my light fitting out because I'm moving, so all I've got is a lamp. So we just have to get on with it, darling.
Yeah, no, she looks great. She looks great. She looks great. She looks absolutely great. But yeah, I mean, I
know. Just wait for her to move. It'd be amazing if she did.
I'm just a simpleton when it comes to some things, man. Like, I have no education on any of the stuff that I've learned or know. It's only in the last 3 years I've met people like you and Danny and had people I talked about. I have been fumbling along for 40
bless
odd years.
you. Well, now you've
learning-
been found. Now you've been found, and you're amongst the greatest, darling.
Wonderful, darling. Yes, yes. Upper echelons. Okay, look, I just want to show you this, right? When you were talking about ghosts, this is from one of my paranormal investigations. And this is
Oh my God, I'm going to be starting them up again soon.
Wait,
I'm
no,
missing
just
so much.
I'm gonna blow your friggin' mind, Nikki.
Go
Right,
on.
so this is the first bit, right? So have a look at this.
Sorry, I'm not being rude. I'm going to put some lip gel on.
Okay, that's fine. No problem.
Each toe.
I think that's probably the most convincing thing that has happened this evening.
That was a bug.
Listen, this ain't no bug, Nikki. Okay. Wait till you see the freeze frame. Wait for it. Wait for it. What? Give me your honest opinion, because it looks like a rod to me. What is that? Yeah, it's wild. Like, trust me, I started out on YouTube doing bushcraft videos, and dust and insects and stuff, like, they can look amazing. They can look really impressive.
I know.
But they don't look like that.
That's a stage 2, what I said about. They can be tadpoles, rods of light. Sometimes the shutter footage actually creates the beginning and end of a fly going from one place to another. But that one isn't, because you've actually got that. You've actually got that full rod already in existence before you even screw that up. Do you know what I mean?
It comes in.
Exactly. So if you stop. That's it. See what I mean? It's already in existence. Yep. That's how you know that that's stage 2. That's
Do you want to
one like that looks like a twig, a branch.
Do you want to see what happened just before that? Do you want to see what happened just before that? So keep in mind, this is the first time I've done a paranormal. This is at Greyfriars Kirk. This is the old entrance to the city of Edinburgh. This used to be the point.
Oh, I want to go there. I love it.
And I went and done my paranormal investigation, and nothing has been the same. The level of crazy that you're about to see. Just give me a second. I'm just finding the right spot for you. Is it here? Hang on.
Meter was in here.
Okay, right. So we're just back
out of that secure.
A little bit more.
What was that? An EMF?
So what we're going to do is I'm going to go back to where I start this. And you know what a spirit box is, right?
Yep.
So I pride myself on, like, there's a science behind the spirit box. Right, here we go.
Now, we had a lot of activity here earlier. The spirit box was going insane. So I think I'd like to do another session with the meter, but with the knowledge of how far away to keep it.
Now, trust me, Nikki. This isn't just about a spirit
box. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it up here.
Yeah.
Trust me. What is about to happen here? If you've not seen the clip, none of this is fake. I'm live streaming to like 3,000 people across Instagram and
oh my
and YouTube.
God, I can't wait to do that.
I'm completely alone. And it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay. And this is all about what you're about to see is all real. Please explain it. Enjoy.
If there's any spirits here, can you touch that meter? Oh, you already are touching the meter. It's going rage. I'm going to keep moving away and see if it's me.
So I'm worried if my wife
definitely not me
touching everything, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk to me again? Can you make that go to red for me? You guys can see this, right? So I just want to say I'm about 8 to 9 feet away. I'll show you in a minute, but the meter is just going insane.
Wait for it.
We're on an archway, an old archway. I'll show you where we're at. So the meter, which is still going off, is at the other side of this archway. I'm standing right here, and it's just constantly going nuts. Oh my God, the spirit box just went on in my pocket. What the
Absolutely right, it is.
Or this is nothing. Just you wait. Just you wait.
Right, okay. And it stopped. Oh, no, it's starting again. Hang on a second. All right, watch your ears. All right, if there's a spirit here and you want to talk to us, can you light that box all the way up to red right now? All the way to red.
There's a couple more minutes, Nicky.
No, I'm loving it.
Thank you. Do you want to use this box here to try and talk to me?
I should also say a Kirk in Scotland is
I'm going to move this
massive
meter.
graveyard.
Oh.
What's this here?
Did you just say run? Did you just tell me to run? Oh, Aiden, thank you. Thank you so much. Did you just tell me to run? Is there something you want to tell me?
Oh,
Is
Scottish
that you
accent.
lighting up the meter
That's
for a
Scottish
start?
graveyard.
To answer me, is that you lighting up this meter? All right, I'm going to move this meter, guys. Whoa! Holy, to move this meter, guys. Whoa!
Beautiful.
Wait, just honestly.
Move this meter, guys.
What
Whoa!
is happening here? Right? We all know what's happening, but when things fall, they fall down. They don't go to the side and then speed up. Watch.
Not
Down
with
to the
that.
side and then thrown to the side.
Yeah. And it's too heavy to just, it would have dropped.
Oh, wait
straight.
until you see where this is.
Did you see that?
Loving it.
I want to
Oh
show
my
you something.
God.
Do you see this hole? Right?
So
You
not
see where
only
the
did
meter
it not
is?
fall,
I want to show you something.
It's getting you out, darling.
The meter is slotted in. I can't knock that out of there. Do you see?
Yep.
Do you see? Do you see? Was that you aggressive?
Yeah, it was.
so that was a massive moment, right?
Brilliant.
But of
Yeah.
course, you don't hear any of the spirit box stuff until you get home and edit it all. You know what I'm saying?
know.
And you start hearing what's being said.
The help me was bullshit.
Okay.
The help me happens a lot when you've got a negative energy that wants to try and bring your empath energy in. Help
Mhm.
me. Oh my God, why? What? And then you're invested and you're into that energy. So sometimes the help me, it's very rare to get spirit that are stuck here. It's quite rare. I've only encountered a few compared to thousands upon thousands that have been up and come back down in visitation. So that helped me totally.
Oh,
This
yeah.
energy, the male energy that wanted to bring you in. So you've got people saying, stand back, this isn't great. You've encountered this before. We're telling you to stand back because you just don't need to be near this arsehole. So you've actually got on there the proof of there was even spirit people that were in visitation that weren't even connected to you that were protecting you there. Stand back. And the quickest way is to run. So they're like, no, we're not having this because he's just going to carry on having a conversation. So it's more, I know that perhaps people will think it was the negative energy throwing that, but I think it was the people trying to protect you from involving yourself in that energy
There's
by
no fear.
ending the conversation and just stopping it.
It didn't feel like it was fear-inducing to me.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Because
They
there
were
was no
like,
fear again. There was
no.
no fear for me. I just start verbally abusing all the bad negative energies. But
Yeah,
I am never there looking for the good energies. Like I'm not the guy. I am there solely to try and learn to fight as many of these horrible things as I can.
No, I agree, but this was a fight that I don't think they wanted you to have. I don't
This
know
is
if
the
it was
first
the
time.
day that,
This
you
was
know,
the first. This was
supposed to be
J1.
why. That's supposed to be why. So the people
So-
that were there were like, no, this isn't right. Just leave this one. Because you know what it reminded me of? That actual gate reminded me of like Traitor's Gate or the gate that goes into the Colosseum. I don't know where it is or what it leads to, but it's like leading to doom,
Well, it's
leading
interesting.
to misery. That's
It is now a graveyard, right? But you know what's really interesting, Nikki? When I left this investigation, I done a little witchy, clearing of the air, shall we say.
yeah.
And I've been back to this place again, and I could have fallen asleep anywhere because of how different the energy was. It was just, but boring is what it was. It was dull. It was normal. Everything was chill. Like there was nothing going on. And there's a guy that lives there. It's the body of a very horrible man. They had to shut down tours of his tomb because he was cutting people and burning them. And like his poltergeist was, not the living. The living man killed a whole bunch. Somebody will tell me what his name is in the side. I can't remember. He's very famous. And I'll go and bang on his tomb door and taunt him and leave little things for him to go inside. Like I'm reckless, okay? But I feel like it's okay for some reason for me to do that. And
yeah,
then
because you've got that standing. You've got that's perhaps part of what you need to be doing. For me, I'd rather leave it. If I walk into it, I deal with it. If not, so we've all got our paths on what we deal with here. Some people just deal with dark energy. Some people just deal with grounded energy. Mine is more the light, holding the hand, and if I come across it, I deal with it. They've taken me to purgatory. They've shown me the horrible bits, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that's fine. So I know what to identify and how to deal with it. But saying that on a paranormal investigation, I love it. If I get anything dodgy, I bloody love it, because the light just smashes the crap out of it. But for some reason, perhaps it was because it was your first time that you weren't qualified enough to deal with this. You had people standing and go, step back, turn around, leave this one. That's exactly what happened. I've never seen that before. I've never seen spirit people come in to look out for you like that.
Interesting, right? You talking about them trying to pull me to the dark side. Do you know how capable of loving something I am? Like almost to a fault, right? The love that I'm capable of generating is overwhelming, right? And I think that's a big part of why they were so insistent on pulling you that way.
It's the strongest vibration in the whole of the universe, love. Without it, nothing's happening. We can't have communication.
Nikki, like I'll feel bad for pairs of socks I own if I don't wear them as much as other pairs of socks. Like that's the level of madness that I go through. Yeah, but like why? Do you see what I'm saying? So it's that level of incoherent. Like I get upset, right, over the most insane things, right? Like the most insane things. Like if I've had two mugs that have been together in a cupboard for too long, well, if one of them gets broken, how's the other one going to survive without it's mad, okay? It's mad. But it goes across the board, and I feel like I love like when you get so consumed with a positive energy that you have to cry. And it's a different type of crying than it is if you get kicked in the nuts or you get bad news. It's almost like a pressure gauge that just of letting out some of that goodness. And not because I'm getting rid of it, because it's just it's going to blow. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's an interesting one, man, because
totally. I even got that the other day. I felt sorry for a pair of socks. I realised it had been in the bottom of the laundry under my towel.
oh
I was
yeah,
like, oh my God, they've been there for ages. It's ridiculous. But that's empathic. Without that, we're never going to get this world right. So that's why we're here, darling. That's why we're here, because our love is so extraordinary and goes beyond that material matrix love, beyond the 3D love for everything and anything, even if it's like just an inanimate object. There is some feeling behind everything, and that's the magic of who we are. And that's why they wanted you on their team.
Wow.
Shit.
Yeah, exactly, Nina. So, okay, a couple more questions. We've gone crazy over time, but I want to make sure everybody gets a little chance here.
I know
Now,
my tribe here. I can't see the conversation. I don't know what I'm
oh,
doing
can you
wrong
not?
here.
Oh, I'm sorry. What do you think about the new thought teachers who talk about the law of attraction and the law of assumption? Are these ancient ideas that will return to the masses? Thank you. So, law of attraction. Let's just stick with that. You know, have you seen The Secret? Read The Secret? Know of The Secret? It was
yeah. I was told to read it. I didn't want to read it. I was told by my lot to read it. What happened was, is
you'll know it all. You'll know it all.
Yeah, what's the end of it? What was the end of that question?
Yeah, it's very much.
Are these ancient?
Are these the ancient ideas that will return?
Yes, 100%. So when I was 5 years in bed, going through the awakening, I was taught this angel rocked up. I thought, never heard of you, love. Jophael turned up and said, I'm going to help you connect and manifest and teach you what you deserve. And I'm going to show you that you can create your reality. I'm like, what a load of old pants. You got to remember that I was laying there with a brain trauma injury, told I'd never get out of bed again and walk again. So I'm like, I hate you all. So I was like, not converted then at all. I literally felt forsaken by a spirit world. So long story short, I drew a picture of a place in the Caribbean with a key at the end of it, a big lake, lagoon, going out to the Caribbean Sea, that I'd stay in the house. I thought, what a load of old crap, is never going to happen. And they said, right, now put yourself in there, create the reality of you making a cup of tea. So I said, oh, there's a dead lizard on the floor. And they went, yeah, go on, create what you want. What are you going to do? I'm going to turn the television on. And I lived in it for about half an hour, the reality of actually being in that space, right? But part of me was like, this isn't really going to work. And so a year later, I've cut a very, very long story short, I was in that house and staying in it, right, in this mansion with a lagoon, with even the dead lizard in the hall when I walked in, and I'm like, shut up. So then I thought, there's something in this. And so what I used to do is everything, I ordered this house. I was homeless. I lost everything in this road accident, and I manifested a house because I thought I was going to be in a wheelchair for life. So it was a bungalow, but I wanted the beach down the end, which I got, and a woodland opposite. I ordered it and I manifested it from nothing. I had everything stolen from me. I didn't have a pot to piss in. I had no money. I'd lost my home, my holiday home. I had nothing. And now I'm in a mortgage-free house, about to move to the house of my dreams, right? Which isn't about greed or what I can achieve. It's a place I want to be, near my friends, near support. I want space to be able to create my own work environment, space for whatever. And I haven't got the space here. And so I've manifested for my greater good and for my comfort and for my security, right? So when you manifest for the greater good and you manifest in the belief and knowledge that you deserve it, because we are taught lack. Oh, you're not well enough, we'll sell you these tablets. Oh, you're not good enough, you know. And we literally end up getting ourselves into this rut where we limit what we deserve. And we're taught that if we want something like a boat or we want to go on a Caribbean holiday, it's greed, right? At the end of the day, whatever you need to make your vibration raise itself into a higher self. It doesn't matter if you want something material, because we live in a material world at the end of the day, right? And so believe you deserve it. Go past that limit, and what you give out, 100% you get back. And what happened was, Julianus, I can't remember when it was now, as I say, my timeline's out the window since Darren passed. Could have been 18 months ago, a year ago, I don't know. Julianus, one of my main soul guides, he basically said to me to tell the masses on one of these videos that the laws of karmic effect I've got even quicker and swifter than ever before. So for instance, just say, this is an analogy I used the other day, and I was like, oh, Nick, can you not think of anything better? Just say you take your dog for a walk and it does a poo, right? And you just think, oh, I can't bother to pick it up. And then literally 10 minutes later, you go and stand in someone else's, right? You've created that cause and effect, and it's quicker now. So whatever you put out there, you get back 100-fold, right? And if you are working, and it's one of the perils of working at our energy level, that what we put out there, we'll get back. So I am so mindful to put out goodness and put out what I deserve and put out what I want, rather than put out, hate you, I hope this happens to you, I don't like this, I hate that. It's not worth the energy it's written on, because we are mirroring ourselves. It's like AI. when we talk to AI and we ask questions, we're just mirroring our consciousness. It's going to come back to us in an electronic voice form, right? We are mirroring everything, and it's getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So the answer is yes. The ideas behind the secret. See the reality, though. Just don't wish it or go, oh, please let me have that. I really want to do this. Or that's just sending it out there and hoping. It is affirmation. Thank you for me for getting that £10,000 for my new boiler. I need it for my children, and it'll be lovely for us to go on a break because we really need this after the loss of my mum. Thank you so much for bringing this to me. And then just see yourself sitting there. Right, it's so simple. People make it so hard. It's like these people market, join this course if you want to learn this, do that. No, just sit, take a breath, create a visualization of you sitting there saying to the boiler man, thank you very much, thank you for doing the boiler, and then looking at a check or looking at your bank account thinking, oh my God, I've still got £400 left, let's have a holiday. And you keep repeating it. And if you need to, get a mindfulness bell. This is what I did for this house, right? Because I was so poorly and so much pain and literally totally comatose. What I did is there's a mindfulness app, right? And it's a bell that goes, all it does is go ding, and you set it for however long. And I thought, right, every 3 hours I'm going to set it, and every time that bell goes ding, I'm going to look at my new home and where it's going to be. And I wrote it out, and I wrote exactly what I wanted. I want it to be like enough shuffling distance to the bathroom, the kitchen, everything I ordered. This place was and is, right? And so I did it and you don't have to do it forever. Some people say, I watch some people and you just say, oh, do this 333 times. Don't make it a chore. Just whatever you want or need. And if it doesn't happen, perhaps it isn't for your greater good, or you believe that you don't deserve it. There's a massive feeling of lack amongst humankind. That's the problem.
What you've just said, and obviously you've never read The Secret, is a massive chunk, almost word for word, right? The biggest illusion is there's not enough good to go around, right? And that's one of the big chapters. Yes. They say so basically, to confirm from a person who hasn't read the Secret, if you're asking if the knowledge in The Secret is hidden knowledge, everything Nicky just said that she uses and does is exactly what is mirrored in this book without her reading.
Oh, bloody hell, I could have written it and got a bestseller. I'm aware of it, and I've seen
you missed the boat, mate.
Part of it is.
You missed the boat.
So that's what they talk. And see, this is what my ethos is. This is what I'm saying, Ron, right? Is that I get it from there.
Oh yeah,
not from a book or from. And so when someone says to me, "Oh, that's exactly what that is," I think, "Get in." It just gives more and more credit.
That's why I said it. That's
why
I was telling you. That's how
I do it. And so what I did is because Darren left, and there's been a whole world of pain. I've been treated disgraceful by his family. It's another story. And so I need to get back to my support network. I need to get back home. I'm going back to Suffolk. So I did exactly the same. I just sat there and said, right, this is the house I want. These are gardens I want. I want to be near the beach. And I shit you not, right? And even Darren came in the night before and said, the house is selling tomorrow. And I said, well, it's been up for a year and a half. What's going on? He said, you needed to heal. You needed to let go. He said, I'm telling you, the house will sell tomorrow. This is after 18 months, right? And all my friends are witnesses to this. I'm like, right, okay. He goes, you went to the beach and surrendered tonight. I went, yeah. He goes, that is your surrender. It's all going to go from there. So he goes, just be careful what you wish for, but you will walk into a house. It will have my number, and his number's 8. And he said, it will have my number. And he said, and you'll walk in, you think there's no way I can have this house. There was one house I walked into. I knew I couldn't afford it. To be quite honest, it was a bit of a nosy job, and it was his number. Right, number 8. Walked in, and the energy is at the end of the road, even closer than here, there's the beach. And opposite is a woodland, which is exactly what I've got here, because I didn't want to leave here. But it's exactly the same energy, but just a slightly bigger house. So I've got more space, right, for my studio and just for my friends to stay, guests to stay, because this is like tiny. And so I walked in and I looked at one of my oldest best friends who would be living just around the corner. I went, oh my God. And then my heart broke, because I thought, I can't afford this. There's no way. There is absolutely no way I can afford this. And then as I was walking around and looking at it and looking at the trees and oh my God, it's just, and the sea, you can see the sea. And I'm like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. I started to get this heartbreak and that sense of lack. And then suddenly Darren piped in, this is it. And it's the house that you think you can't have, you can. And so I just walked downstairs and I just said, right, this is my story. So told him about Darren, told him why I was coming back. And I said, this is how much I've got. I said, I know that you're going to wait another God knows how long to sell this. If you want this sold and you want me to move in here, I suggest you take this offer. If not, that's fine.
Damn.
And so I went in 60 grand under.
What?
And like everybody's like, you're taking the piss. I went, no, I've done it before, I'll do it again. I said, this house is mine. This house is mine.
Well done.
And it was mine, and it is mine, and I'm moving to it. And there is no way on this earth that I was going to be able to afford that. It was way out of my league. And now it's happened because I realized that I'd gone into my fear. I'd gone into my lack of belief. I'd gone into my lack of trusting what they'd told me. Darren said to me, it will be my number. You'll walk in and think you can't have it. It's happened. And I'm fearing it and not believing in it. I'm like, I'll get a grip. So I just went down and said, this is it. Take it or leave it. That's what I've got. Or just wait for another buyer. And off I popped. And it worked. And so don't, and this is the thing, people learn to look at a label. How much is that? Well, no, how much do you feel it's worth? How much are you willing to give? Don't look at prices and limit yourself. Don't look at places, cars, jobs, opportunities. Don't think I'm not good enough for that. You only told yourself that because society, your parents, or whatever experience you've had have created that thought process. So don't do that. And the whole point of what we're going through in this consciousness is to start owning your sovereignty, to start owning your own personal power, and not give it away to a religious leader or a political leader or the doctor that tells you you've got this illness and that illness. The prognosis for me with the brain trauma injury, the ME, the fibromyalgia, you're going to stay in bed forever. You're not going to be able to walk again properly. You're going to be wheelchair bound. You're going to be incontinent. You're never going to be able to actually fully do anything ever again. If I'd actually taken that on board, listed that as one of my labels and thought, right, okay, well, they've told me that, that's where I'm going to be, I wouldn't be sitting here now, would I? I've had an absolute world of brilliance since then.
Mhm.
And my nan came from the spirit world and said, try this drug out. And then my phone lit up and I'm like, what's this? Low dose naltrexone, never heard of it. If I'd watched the video, I would have thought it was a rip-off. But because my nan came to me in the middle of the night and said, look at that, I phoned the following day. Within a week, I was out in my wheelchair and walking about.
Damn.
Yeah. And
It's
so
wild.
that's what I meant when I said earlier, darling, that my whole life is literally the pulse that keeps me running. The heartbeat is all to do with them. The angel realms, the spirit world, my guides, everything. And they know that I want to prove it. It's like being a detective with a jury and being in a court of law. So when my guide, Juliana, said, I come from Trastevere, Rome, I went, right, okay, whatever. What year? 1452. Whereabouts? St. Cecilia's Church. Okay, then. So I got a ticket to Rome. So I'm not going to tell people, I've got a guide. Yeah, he's from Rome. Yeah, I used to be a nun from the house of Mary Magdalena, right? And so I'm like, I'm going. So I went. And when I got to St. Cecilia's Church and saw his bust there, and that I was welcomed into the house of Mary Magdalena in 1452, presided over by Nicholas V, who I'd spoken to loads of times, I'm like,
Right.
oh, holy shit.
Yeah.
And so I know it's real. And it's not about proving it to the sheeple. It's about the fact that they've shown me something that I'd never have known, and I know it's real. And
Of
so
course.
I can say, I've got this evidence. I've got this. I'll give it to you. I don't care if you believe it or not, but it's my experience, just like we said with the alien thing, and that's all I'm about. It's that simple. And the only thing that really annoys me is that people like us, darling, that just say as it is with no agenda, no ulterior motive, and yet you get these people that have got brilliant marketers, got all the money in the world, and get out there and reach like millions, and you just think, oh my god, you're so wrong. That's the only thing that is creating a tiny imbalance in this
No,
transition.
that's the other side that controls the media, Hollywood, all of that, giving the muggles their version of what they think we are.
Yes, absolutely right. Absolutely right. But you know what? It'll crumble. So it's great. It's just a little, it's just a little human ego ick that I think, oh my God, people are listening to you, you absolute dickhead. But that's fine because I see I see the roller coaster. I see what's happening with the war. I see what's happening with the next disease they're going to, like, you know, employ. I've seen the next one will be, oh, it's in rats because we've got this norovirus thing. You see it all. And that was 12 years ago I wrote about that. But you literally, you see it all. And it's just another little drama playing out in the playground that is a 3D matrix. And when you step back and just put your foot half in the spirit world, whatever you want to call it, source, universe, angel realms, whatever you want to call it, and 1 foot on the 3D, you will never, ever go wrong in your life again. Yes, you'll make mistakes, but they're not mistakes. They're just a learning curve of, okay, didn't get that quite right because my ego or my emotional status got involved. But predominantly, whatever shit you get yourself in, whatever happens, whatever losses, whatever strikes take you out, and believe me, I've had a few, and my followers know this. Some of me have been with me since year dot, right? And they've seen the stuff I've been through, and yet I'm still, and I know I've said this, but I'm so proud of it. I'm still standing here. You know, I come from an alcoholic family. I could have easily have hit the bottle. I could have gone into self-destruct mode. Yes, I'm still getting massive depressive bouts of grief and loss for Darren because I'm human and he was the love of my life and I still don't know where he is now. But the fact is I'm still here standing and still here having a passion to help educate, comfort and bring reality to those that are listening. And that is beautiful. And that's strength and that's light. And that's what we stand for.
Well, just before I get to another question, I keep like, if I get like a mini download, I need to talk to you about it, right? And like I went through a very traumatic event in December, and I've been working through a lot of things, right? And I've come through a different person, and there's parts of me that I, from a muggle human biology point of view, I'm doing awesome now, right? From like if you were to go to a psychiatrist or do therapy, everything is so much better than it was. Great, right? But see, the little pagan witch in me, right, feels like there is a calling, right, to the next level. Like I'm meant to go on a quest, and I'm putting it in the most cheesy way possible, right?
Yep.
And have you recently, right, for any unknown reason, had any messages or anything to do with the imagery of a phoenix that has no explanation behind it? Nothing.
You've got to be shitting me, Ron, right now. Come on. Have you been watching my channel?
No, I've not watched anything to your channel.
Have you seen my logo on my karma company?
No, I've not seen any of it. I've only seen.
Just if there's anybody if there's any of my tribe on here, they're going to be laughing from the other side. Listen, when before Darren passed, right, he was working in a garage. He owned a garage, and I was like, look, don't do that anymore. I've always wanted to be able to say to people, use this crystal. And guess what? I've ethically sourced it, and we've got the best top grade stuff. I've always wanted to do that because everybody said, where do I get the crystal from? And I'm like, oh, go to your local New Age shop. And I don't know if they're blasted out or whatever, right? So long story short, when he died, they stole all of our stock before he even got his body back from Spain, right? His family, his estranged family, helped themselves, thieving scum, and then pretended that he'd handed the company over and tried to start up again with my stolen stock. And all my followers smashed them to pieces, right? But guess who got the phone call from the police for cybercrime? I'm like, whatever. Anyway, so as part of me rebuilding through my grief and creating a legacy for Darren, I opened up Karma, which is Karmer, because Darren died in the sea in front of me. I had a heart attack, right? So it was a play on the word karma, also to say to his family, you can drag me down, but you'll never, ever break the light. You know, your scum, your darkness, but you'll never break it.
Nicky.
So it's gone magnificent, right? Guess what the logo is? Phoenix.
Well, it's going to be a phoenix, right? So I've been seeing the phoenix since my trauma, right? Popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
The other day, somebody who has no knowledge of any of this, I was talking about the quest, and they're like, oh, maybe you're the phoenix, or maybe you're going to find the phoenix or become the phoenix, right? So you're clearly the phoenix. The two names that I was about to rebrand to in January were Karma or Phoenix.
Shut up.
I shit you not.
We are going to be sitting till 4 a.m. in the pub at GSIC. I'm telling you that now.
I think you're part of this quest. I think this is a clear sign. Like it's got to be.
This is how it works. I've got the hugest phoenix on my back, a tattoo, and it says "Still I Rise."
That's what it is then. Because I often say, when it comes to me, I'm so autistic, the signs need to be massive, right? So if you have a massive phoenix on your back, that's the universe. That's them going, well, there you go, knobhead. There you are. Okay.
Exactly. But if you look now on my Instagram or YouTube, literally it's phoenix everywhere. And that's what I saw. As soon as I started it, I said to the girls who are creating it all, it needs to be a phoenix. There has to be a phoenix involved in this. And that is what my quest is. And also, incredibly, Darren said, I'm going to provide from the spirit world. He said, you're going to get the right people come to you. We now, what is the chances of this, right? We now have connections with indigenous villages all around the world that hand mine the crystals from Mother Gaia gently, handcraft them, and then send them to us. Totally rare, can't get them anywhere. They don't blast them out the ground. They're not mass produced, right? Once they're gone, they're gone. And then the money goes directly to them. And recently was a girl's gone to university. One has paid for their medication in the village. How insane is that? We've got photos of them making the crystals. How amazing is that? Everything drops into place when it's right and you're giving out the greater good. So we're funding all of these beautiful poor villages, and they are literally gently respecting Mother Gaia by taking these crystals and bringing us to us.
Wait. Well, sorry, Fifi, what do you mean Ron's lyric is on Nicky's? Because I've just started writing songs and putting
I love
music.
this shit.
What Fifi, what the hell do you mean? Yes, Ron's lyric. Listen, if you've got text on your tattoo or anything that relates to any of the music I'm writing, I'm done for tonight, Nicky, and I'll call your ass tomorrow, okay? Because I'll have hit my limit. Is there any? Does that make any sense to you?
On my back, I've got "Still I Rise."
All right, I'm done. Okay, I'm done because I then pull up the lyrics. Oh God! And is it not? Not?
Ron's lyric is on Nicky's Phoenix tattoo. You're shitting me.
Just wait. I'm freaking out. I'm fucking losing it. Right, just give me a second.
Oh my Gabriel.
I can't remember how the internet works. Hang on. just hold it together, Nicky. Hold it together. Okay, we got this, right? So library. Okay.
Would you write music to you?
We're going to Ron's album that's not even been released yet. Okay. We're going into that. Can't even remember what it looks like. Can't remember. Okay, so I'm pretty sure it's this one, right?
Oh, thanks, Janet. Best chat yet.
Okay. Just give me a second.
Oh, I can see all the comments now. Hey, Lynn, Demon Dictator. I love it.
Hang on. Ron's just going.
Your eyes are leaking. Bless you. This is so lovely. It's like having a cozy chat. All I need is a cup of tea. I wish I had someone to make it.
It's in the chorus of the song. And it's called Best When I Break. And this song is all about me feeling like I'm the most creative when I am at my lowest and about building myself back up. I'm going to download it, the MP. It'll take 2 seconds, and I'm going to play this. Okay, this is an unreleased song. I'm shaking. Okay, here we go.
This is madness. See, this is how light connects.
But some of these words after the conversation we've had. Shadows in my mind. The shadow people are a warning sign.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I bled in the mirror smile, tasted every quiet doubt. Woke up with my demons dressed in my Sunday best. They said lay down, be less than this. I turn pressure into a clenched up fist. Kiss the bruise.
This whole song is the discussion we've just had, Nikki, about the shadow people.
The color shift. I was built to twist.
Baby, I'm the last one standing on a field of falling crowns. Every scar heated, branding every never haunted down.
I'm the best when I break, when I break, when I break.
Turn the ache to an anthem I can take. Put the weight on my neck, I won't shake.
If the world wants war, let it come, let it take.
I'll burn through the chains that they make.
Every flaw that I face
Makes me
the best when I break.
You became the best when you broke.
Yeah, I know. Every time I've broken, I've become my best. That is, I love that song, darling. When is that coming out? Who's singing that?
It's completely, I write the music and the lyrics, and I've got 6 AI generated people that have made the end production so that I can reverse engineer it now with real people. But that's the lyrics of that song, right? I bled in the mirror's mouth because I was terrified of mirrors as a kid, right? And this is no relevance to the song. I woke up with my demons dressed in my Sunday best. They said, lay down, be less than this. I just told you all about me laying down. Are you telling me about a choice that I had to make? This is wild. Wow. Well,
oh God, don't you just love it? This is what my life's like, though. This is how the synchronicities come together, and people have just birthed and witnessed this happen. The birth of our connection. It's just incredible. It's insane, but it's amazing. And it's what happens in my life. This is what can happen in everybody's life. You meet your soul tribe. You meet people that you do quests together, or you join together for a common purpose for humankind.
Right.
It's exactly what's happened with us. And as I say, I haven't watched you. I thought I was talking to Sean. I had no clue. I've said on my show, I'm talking to Sean Atwood. I didn't even know who I was talking to. And when I saw Ron, I'm thinking, am I on crack? What's happening?
Is that some nice hair Mr. Atwood's developed there?
Because I won't read, research, look up anything. I just literally think, right, I'm doing that. I can't allow myself to be distracted by anything I've seen or watched. I don't want to think it. I don't want to know it. And I just get on with it, you know, and that's what I love about it. Pure connection, pure from source, and pure connection with us too. And so now the joy of being able to watch you, not too much, I don't get too much information from who you speak with, but I cannot allow myself to be infected by noise. I have to get it from source, and then it's verified. So now this synchronicity is saying to me, there's something you need to be doing with him. And I'm saying, yeah, get him naked and put my hands through his hair. I'm joking.
Damn! Listen, if I end up found in a basement in 8 years' time, malnourished to a table, it was Nicky, okay? Don't believe her that it was the Star people, it was Nicky, okay?
Exactly. It was a black cat person. I'm saying, heavens protecting, with a hammer in my hand. I don't know how he got his ankles to the bed.
I'm watching you, but yeah, no, but 100%, right? Because this is like, I can't explain the Phoenix thing, and the two people that I've spoken to about this, they'll back this up. The song with the I Rise, mad, right?
Oh my God, that is. I'll send you. I'm trying to look for my phone to actually show you the tattoo, because I don't want to end up inadvertently getting any parts of my flesh out that are exposed more than just a tattoo.
Oh yeah, listen, don't worry. I believe you, okay? I believe you. And
it's all over my internet and media anyway, because when I got it done, it was a statement to say, no, you know, I've been broken so many times by humans and circumstance and loss and trauma, and I rise every single time, bigger and brighter and more magnificent. And then this one from Darren is just created karma. So we're creating this beautiful economy for people around the world that delicately look after our crystals and bring them to people's door. So we've got the legacy of Darren going on. And this is where, you know, they said to me, the networking, the learning your new soul connections, because, you know, when you spend time with the love of your life, we're traveling, we're doing this, we're doing that, and then suddenly, boom, they put me straight back into this. we will bring you the right people. You will connect on a soul level with these people. I'm like, okay, bring it on. And so suddenly people are coming out from everywhere saying, do you want to come on this interview? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? I'm like, and here we go again, taking me into another level of connection, knowledge, and meeting with like-minded people to create brilliance. And there's nothing better on the planet than that, you know. And as I say, for everybody listening, keep the noise out. Look at the beauty of what's just happened here, you know, and the synchronicities and the signs, and your beautiful daughter popping in. Amazing. It's just little
I've got a
stuff.
song. I've got a song with a countdown that ends on 8. Okay.
That's Darren's number.
I know it's Darren's number. I'm just going to play the bit in the song, right? In fact, you won't be able to hear it. It goes. The lyric is, "Climb that pulse, clench that fist. Every bad choice tastes like this. Count it down. 10, 9, 8. We chase the blast. We don't wait." It's the only countdown in any of my songs, and it ends on 8.
You've got to be absolutely shitting me. Sorry, I've swan so much in this. I feel so relaxed with you. That is unbelievable. What the fluff?
Yeah.
It's his number. You know, it was the month he went. It was just the number he showed me in synchronicity. The first medium that came to me said, "Oh, Darren said he's number 8." And I said, "Yeah, I know that already." She goes, "Well, that's his number, just so you know. Sunflowers, yep, got that, check." And literally, you know,
I mean, it's one of those things, because when I was writing that, I was arguing with myself about whether to stop at 8 on the countdown. Like, who goes from 10 to 8? No one, right? Who does a countdown from 10 to 8? No one, okay? And I was arguing with myself. I mean, sure, that would be, I mean, I could just say that and make it a cool thing. Oh, it's because 8's in... No, I argued with myself about this, and I left it at 8. So,
It's a brilliant number for this time that we find ourselves on, though. It's the infinity number, isn't it? It's a power number of eternity and forever running circles of, like, the Wheel of Fortune and the world. It's just that vibration it has, the number 8. But for you to stop at 8 in a song is just, but it's channeled.
I mean, if I was counting up to 8, you would count up to 8 and stop at 8, not backwards from 10. And then stop at 8. Okay, 100%.
You are channeling shit. Do you know that? I don't think you realise how open and amazing you are.
Like I've accepted a lot of things. I don't need to understand anything, but these are the things that are happening. This now is the things that are happening. And once I decompress and like pace for 4 miles up and down after this and just get the thought process down, I'll know what you'll know too, but we need to know what this is all is, because the journey that I was told that would be represented by the Phoenix, the quest, is the solidifying moment in my journey. It is the coming to the surface of who you're meant. That is how it was sold. It literally, the draw to this, I was like, should I just sell everything I fucking own now and just leave? Like, that's how powerful the pool was. And the people that I've spoke to since I've had this, I'm like, I don't know what it is, but it's going to happen, and the Phoenix is going to guide me, and this is how it's going to be. And here we are.
Gabriel, that is incredible. And not only that, that's another power animal that's coming in with the dragon energy for this transition as well.
Why are you saying dragon energy? Because
the dragon started coming to me about 9 months, 10 months ago, something like that, and said, we are now in force and helping the transition and to help raise the consciousness.
Okay,
so I'm like, oh man, I've got to start talking about dragons now. And then the next thing is that one of my girls, Karen and Sharon, run my Karma. They're absolutely magnificent. And they went, do you fancy it, looking at some of these dragons? I'm like, you've got to be just having a laugh. So I'm like, yes, because dragons have just come into the energy. What have you got? And they said, we've just handmade these dragons. I'm like, oh my God.
No, see,
massive energy and Phoenix.
There's a community member who said a few months ago, or maybe it was a few weeks ago, she said, how have you been feeling? I'm like, I'm really run down. And she's like, that's because a large dragon is on your back and it's ready to help you breathe the fire. And I'm like, cool, man. This is
See, I'm telling you, you're exactly the same. You're having things happen, you don't even know why. That's
Well,
absolutely
I know
beautiful.
they're things. I know they're things, and then I store them away for when that thing reappears to bring the things together. And yes,
Oh my God,
oh,
you've got a whole world of fucking openness coming to you.
yeah, it's
I'm telling
coming.
you,
That's
friend.
it. This is, I
You've got a
believe.
whole world of awakening. You've got so
Uh-huh.
much work to do, Scooby-Doo. I'm telling you
Yeah,
that
oh, yeah.
now.
Oh, I'm ready.
And most probably yours is going to be darkness energy, taking on the dark,
Yeah.
dispelling it, because we're going to need a lot of people that work for shadow
Oh.
do the shadow work.
I feel the most comfortable in the pitch black because I know at any point I'm the most dangerous thing in the pitch black. Right.
This
That
is
is
really
my
weird. So
like I'll sit with
you
a
hear
like a
that?
complete
Did you
light
see
block
that
and
then?
no, I didn't know.
Someone just breathed in my ear just a minute ago, a male, and then something's just been. Actually, that was my cards thrown across to the end of the settee. Who's that?
Might be Big Alan.
Someone else is in the room now.
If you've acknowledged the dark side of me, Big Alan will probably come and say hello. But he's the manifestation. We always talk about our light guides, right? So Bria is one of the lightest guides I have, but Alan is the manifestation of all the dark side.
Hagrid.
He's a big boy. He's a big boy.
I know.
He's a big boy, but he's
Alan, is it? Because my dad's
Alan.
Alan.
Yeah,
My
well,
dad's
listen,
Alan. My work name's Alan.
that's weird. That's Alan's your dad's name. That is weird. That's
and
another thing.
that's why I use my name, Nicky Allen, because when I was a cop and I started doing television, they said, "Oh, we don't really want, people coming up saying you nick me and all the rest of it. Can you think of a stage name?" And so I went, "I'll work in my dad's memory, Alan." And so that's why I'm Nicky Allen. That's not my real name. That's my work
for
name.
no reason. Alan was called Alan, right?
It was scary.
He is a bit scary. Of course he is. He's not a bad. He's not. He likes you. He's there. He likes you. He only ever appears unknowingly if you like something. It
smells of. Hang on a minute. I can't. It's like stone. Like stone and earth and.
Well, my soul is centered as the DNA of a giant and earth, and I am. Yeah, I am. Listen, I would be quite happily living out in the woods in a little like a little hut doing my own.
I know, like Hagrid's hut.
Yeah, 100%, 100%, right? 100%, right? 100%.
Huge. Sorry to swear.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's good. Of course he is. He's the manifestation of all the badness that makes a person. He's there because you've acknowledged that side and that clearly the connection's been made. Do you know what I'm saying? Alan is now making himself known to you because he needs you to know who you're dealing with in my circle of shenanigans. Really, there's a lot.
Who's the anchor? Right at the beginning, I said about picking who's the anchor in a circle. That's why, because you've got him there. But yeah, as long as you just make me feel safe and okay, that's fine. Having a man in my house for once.
Yeah, hell yeah. Or you can put him to use. Alan's bored out his nut because I've been a placid, in recovery person. If you've got anyone you want to send anything to, he's your man. He's your man right there.
Oh my God! Can you? I've got a few of them. Can you do a few boxes while you're here as well?
Yep. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I see another moving box. If you know my full story, Jesus.
Well, you see, now you've said move a box, you wake up.
And I'm like,
you got to understand who you're dealing with. When you say, could you move a box? You're going to wake up with 2 boxes outside at the end of your garden now because technically they're moved.
Ow, I'm not being funny, babes. I can't be doing all shenanigans. Do something decent for me. Let's read my energy. You know that I need help. Don't start moving shit. Do you know what the weirdest thing was, right? And I literally, this is just so freaky. Karen and Sham came the weekend helping me do boxes and all the rest of it, right? So there was stuff that went wrong in the recycling box, right, outside. So last night I thought, I'm going to have to take out whatever they won't take because they give you a ticket in Devon and say, you're really bad. We won't take your rubbish if you don't put the right stuff in the right box. So I looked down and there's this most stunning Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse ornament. No, I'm totally awake. I know about Disney, right? But this is something that Darren bought that wasn't awake, and I don't
Yeah, of
care.
course.
He bought it for me. And they're standing there like a depiction of a Christmas carol. It's a beautiful, massive ornament that you hang off the tree. And it was sitting on top of the recycling box.
Of course it was.
And I'm like, what the fluff? And then suddenly there was this like, just happy memories. Please keep happy memories, because the closure of leaving here, our life, our home, to move across the country is killing me. And it's not a good space to be in, because there's so many delays with the move, which is down to Saturn and a load of stuff, divine timing. And that was so impressive, because he literally had taken it from God knows what box from the loft and manifested it and put it on the recycling box, knowing that I'd go up because I got a ticket to change what was going on there. I went, well done, darling. And these are the things that keep you going in grief. These are the things that keep you going in your desperate days where you think you can't do another day down on this planet. Just simple little things that are so impossible but become possible. The magic in everything that they can create is beyond anything. But because we've been limited and told there isn't magic, it doesn't exist, there's no afterlife, then people close down to it. So if you're doing this, you're never going to see that. And as soon as you do that, your whole life and the reason for being will change. And your experience this time around will be easier, more magical, and so blissful. I can't tell you. Yes, you'll get your down days. Yes, you'll still get arseholes. Yes, you might pick the wrong one in a relationship. Yes, your dad might die. But you know what? It's easier and it's more palatable. And the magic you see in between the stuff you're tested with down here, people will literally not believe it. I sometimes look back at some of my books and I just open a random page and I think, my God, that really did happen. The miracles that took place when I was laying for those 5 years, when I surrendered and the angels started rocking up in my bedroom, the dogs used to go mental. So I knew they were really there, and all these different people coming in and seraphim and God knows what. I learned so much, and the beauty that they awakened me to. And that's happening with you. And you are going to be part of the yang. You're going to be the one that deals with the nasties, because I can't do lots of all that.
Yeah, 100%.
All
There's
that.
nothing to do, like, there was nothing on top of a stick, like a staff or something on top of something that you've been putting aside, like if somebody was to have a staff or a stick.
Yeah,
Because
it's a
I've got the
crystal.
fucking staff, Nicky. I've got the staff. Okay, I've had the staff drying for 10 years. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, Thor and I were in the woods. I found this cherry tree that had been cut down, and for the last 10 years, like, and I look at it and I'm like, I'm not meant to do anything with this. Something's meant to go with this. So there's a lot to talk about.
My God, we have got to sit together. Whereabouts are you located?
Oh, I'm Edinburgh. I'm a train away. Like, easy.
Oh, I bloody love Edinburgh. I used to go up there every year playing hockey for the police. Not really hockey, it was just one almighty piss up. But Edinburgh's lovely. But we're going to have magnificent conversations. And this is the beauty of the collective, finding each other in this time. It just creates magnificence, doesn't it? It really does. And I had no clue. I had no clue. I just thought it was going to be a standard interview. What do you do? Thank you. Where do I find you? Thank you very much. Off you pop. This has just been so brilliant and so amazing and so magical and so relaxed. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think it's all fully sunk in. Like, I think I'm going to come off the live stream and then it's going to be like a lot of
our souls though, Ron, our souls have just gone, oh, thank Christ, they're back together.
That's exactly what it feels like. That's exactly what it feels like. It feels like part of me just reclined in a chair and undone his button after a big meal and went,
I wonder what you're going to say then.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. After a big meal, 100%. But it feels like that, right? And it's interesting.
I love it when I have those moments and you see them, and it always reminds me. I know it sounds a bit cheesy, but it's like Avatar. I see you, and when you see that other side, you think, oh, thank Christ, there's another one here. and you just grab them with everything you've got and you just
Mhm.
create magic together, because it's that recognizance of that other soul on your level, and you're like, oh my God, hello. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Amongst
I
all the
get it.
muggles and sheeple,
Right,
you're like,
right.
oh, you have got something. We've got to do something together. There's something obviously in the plan here, in the contract. There's something going
Mhm.
on here that we need to do, and we've agreed to meet at this time. And that's the magic of discovering what it is. And all
Right,
these beautiful people have witnessed it. Look at them
right.
all.
Hell yeah.
They all
And
recognize this song.
it's bonkers. What I'm going to do is we sadly we're running out of time, Nikki. And what I'm going to do is I'll play the full song so everyone can hear it as our outro, and then I'll end the show. But I'm going to make damn sure Sarah sends over my WhatsApp and things like this, because we need to get
Absolutely.
on this ASAP.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Because you and I have come in at this time, like we need to get something before G6. It could there could be another part of this where G6 involved, because obviously, I mean, it's going to be. Think about how much of it's going to be there, how many people.
Yeah. Oh my
So yeah,
God, it's going to be insane. And I'm going to be closer anyway where I'm moving to, so it's going to be a lot easier to get to.
Oh yeah.
And there's plans. They've told me what sort of plans I'm making, and part of that is going around investigating places that perhaps need to be lightened. So that's where you'll come in.
Could 100%. Ron is ready to swing the mallet at evil. Evil is the manifestation of the act of
What if
man.
I get your ankles first and get you in the basement?
Right, exactly, right. Right, exactly. It'll be fine. Listen, whatever the process is, right? We just gotta trust the process. Right?
Always.
I swear to God, none of all of this is 100% real. And I've got, like, Shane has been freaking out. A few of my mates are freaking out. Sarah's freaking out, because those are the people who I've been speaking to about all this.
Oh my,
Up until now.
just can't. Honestly, this is why I love not connecting with anybody. I didn't know you from Adam until I spoke to you today.
Yeah, that's
I didn't
true.
even know I was talking to you, Ron.
Right?
I didn't even know I was talking to you. I honestly thought I was talking to someone called Sean. I just didn't have a clue. Seriously. And the proof is that I did a short 2 hours before this to say, I'm going to be talking to Sean Atwood.
It's me.
No, I'm not.
And Danny Henderson is going to lose her mind. Okay, when she watches this back, she's going to lose her mind. Okay. That big shout out, Danny Henderson's the only person in the world who I refer to by their entire name every time I speak to them. Okay.
Yeah, why is that?
Danny Henderson will forever be Danny Henderson, and big up Danny Henderson.
I don't know why. I think she commands it. It's her sovereignty, bless her. She is Lady awesome. Danny Henderson, isn't she?
Oh, she's freaking awesome. Listen,
she's the only person that's ever managed to get me in a frock on stage. That ain't happening anymore. But I've always dressed up and in a frock for her. But that's going some, bless her. But
oh my God, Danny Henderson's watching.
Is she on here?
Yeah, she's watching.
She's watching.
It's wild. That is wild.
Oh, Danny, I didn't even know I was talking to him, darling. That's, you know what I'm like. She says to me, oh, look, this is so-and-so. Do you know who they are? No. Well, do you know so-and-so? No. Would you know about that? No. She's like, she don't even bother asking anymore, because I just...
But that's what I'm like. People are like, there's so much going on in this world with me, right? But I have I'm no interest in going, and like, I will be drawn to where the information and the peers that I need to be will be, right?
Absolutely right. I don't watch the news. I don't watch live telly. I put on my box sets, or I sit, meditate, walk in nature, go to the beach, just sit with people that I love. I do not and refuse to connect with the outside world. I just get what they want to tell me, and if they need to expose it to me, like we've had today with you, the Phoenix, and all the other synchronicities that have taken place, and then they wake me up and say, right, you need to go down that path now, thank you very much. And that's how it works. People can't believe it when they say, what, you didn't even know about that? No, I wouldn't. If there's a zombie apocalypse out there right now, I wouldn't have a clue. Do
you know what?
Until I knocked on my door wanting to eat my head off. That's the only reason I'd know.
The way I look at it is, we're all chefs, but there's a sushi chef, and then you've got a French chef. We're all chefs, right? But we're cooking different things. You see what I'm saying?
Oh my God. Yes,
Right?
this is exactly the analogy I used at GSIC last year when I said
Right.
there is one building, right, and we're all just in different departments
Of
doing
course not.
pretty much the same thing, but
Yep.
from a different source, from a different way of being.
Yep.
But we're all there for the same common purpose. So you're absolutely right, darling.
Yeah.
But you're my sous chef, bitch.
All right, listen, I'm ready. Okay, I'm ready. I'm fucking ready. Right. So listen. Nicky,
Oh,
your
God.
links are in the description. Everyone, stick around. I'm going to play the song that has got the line that is now tattooed on Nicky's back. The song itself, listen to the words of this song about demons, about the demons making you want to be less than what you could be. I didn't even know that analogy when I wrote the song. Okay?
Can I just go while you're doing that? Can I just put me on Doodah and I'll go and get my phone and try and find the tattoo? I just want to show people here and now.
Do that. That's a great idea.
Then, right then. All right. See you in a bit.
Yeah, no problems. It's about 4.5 minutes.
No, I could still listen to it though.
Yeah.
Shadows in my mind. Feels like a warning song. Heartbeat in the undertow. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I bled in the mirror's mouth, tasted every quiet doubt. Woke up with my demons dressed in my Sunday best. They said lay down, be less than this. I turned pressure into a clenched up fist. Kiss the bruise, watch the colors shift. I was built to twist.
Baby, I'm the last one standing on a field of falling crowns. Every scar heated, branding, every never haunted down.
I'm the best when I break, when I break, when I break. Turn the ache to an anthem I can fake. Put the weight on my neck, I won't shake. Alright. If the world wants war, let it come, let it take. I'll burn through the chains that they make. Every flaw that I face makes me the best when I break. The best when I break.
Dark room, you trace my spine like a fault line ready to light. Say you're more than all your tries. I see truth in hungry eyes. You're the match in my gasoline. Slow touch in a violent dream. Rubber bow in a hurricane. Kissing through the pain. Baby, we're the last ones breathing in a crowd that's standing still. Every promise we're repeating is a loaded holy well.
I'm the best when I break, when I break, when I break.
Turn the ache to an anthem I can fake. Put the weight on my neck,
I won't shake.
I rise.
If the world wants war, let it come, let it take.
I'll burn through the chains that they make.
Every fall, every flaw that I face
Makes me
the best when I break. Back to the wall. Back to the wall. Back to the wall. Yeah. Back to the wall. Teeth in the leather, sweat on your skin tastes just like pressure. Tell me you quit, I dare you never. We cut our fears, we cut these feathers. Wings on fire, still we climb. Turn that last time to a bloodline. Every closed door, that's a deadline. I'm a red sign that says cross that line. They want pretty, I bring plague. They want mercy, I bring rage. You want outlet on that cage, I carve my name in the iron frame. You and me, that double flame. Kiss me rough, call my shame. I turn pain into holy fame. I'm the storm they couldn't tame.
You push, I pull. We climb, we fall. Mouth on my fear. You swallow it all. Say my name like a battle call. I won't crawl. Do my proof when I feel small. Hand on my throat, I still stand tall. In the dark, I hear you call. We don't break, we evolve.
I'm the best when I break, when I break. Turn the ache to an anthem I can fake. Put the weight on my neck, I won't shake. I rise. If the world wants war, let it come, let it take.
We'll burn through the chains that they make.
Every fall, every flaw that we face
Makes us
The best when we break.
Slow death if I run and hide. Take my breath, but not my pride. If I fall, I will survive on my knees. But I was born for the edge like this. Dark kiss, unafraid of the risk. Every crack is a crown I twist. I exist. I insist.
I'm the best when I break.
Turn the ache to an anthem I can't fake.
Put the weight on my neck, I won't shake.
I rise.
I mean, it's a big part of the song. You really can't miss it, right? You really can't miss it.
I love that song so much. I really would like a copy of that.
It actually ends on I Rise. Let me bring this. Let me see. Wild. There it is.
Still I rise.
Wow.
I need to get the I changed to a capital because you can't really see the I.
That is sick. I
That is what I've
rise.
got on
I
my
mean, it's
back.
right there. It's right there. I rise. Right
rise.
there.
Shut the front door. Oh my
It's
God.
on your body. It's on your body.
I am the way, Ron.
Yes.
I
I am Neo. You
I
are the
am
oracle.
Chris.
There is no spoon, Neo. There is no spoon.
Mind blown. Mind blown.
Uh-huh.
I wish I'd
Mind-
known that because I was using Rise as my song to launch Karma. And so I used the one by Katy Perry. And I said, God, I just want a song that says I rise. If I'd known you then, I would have asked you if I could have used that as my theme music to launch Karma last year. That's just insane. It's just been my
even
since
crazier.
Baron went, it's been my whole rise, Phoenix. It's just my they said, oh, Phoenix Energy's with you now.
Well, you're
Dragon
the Phoenix
Energy's
I've been
with you
looking
now.
for.
Dragon
You are the
was with you.
Phoenix
Phoenix was,
I've been looking for. Wild.
I
And you know what's crazy? All the crap that we don't realize are things that we're going to realize when we come off of this. Oh, do you know what I'm
I
saying?
know. I've got to rewatch this. I've
Oh,
got
yeah.
to rewatch it and take, because when you are in the moment, it's like, you know, sometimes I rewatch things to embrace them because you're saying it from source and it's just coming through. And sometimes I look and think, God, how did I answer that? But it is literally you're linked in, and I always ask, inspire me, tell me he's still here. Is he going to go? Or is he
Oh my
staying
God!
here?
Hang on. What is the track number of the song? The track number is 1, 2, 3, 4. Track number is 5. Okay, so 5, and the numbers are 4, 5, 1. So it's 4 minutes and 51 seconds. So 5, and so
10.
I mean,
I'm at my 10. I'm on my 10 journey. I'm 55. This is my time 10. This is my end of all of the shit that's happened and the new era. So I'm just sitting here, TikTok, waiting for the new era to begin. It's doing my head in. Danny knows because she's been on the end of it. Any news? And like, no. She keeps offering to come down and help me pack, but I don't even know where I'm going at the moment or when I'm going. And they've just said surrender and leave us to it. I went, right, okay, crack on, whatever you're doing. And so 10 is my year journey at the moment. This is my year 10. It's the end of a journey. Everything I pick up is 10. Every card, 10 of swords, I keep getting that all the time. And so it's a massive, significant number for me because it is the end of this era and it's the move into the next phase, which is more hands-on. You know, me and Danny have spoken about paranormal investigations. I want to go back to the basics again of what I used to do and absolutely adore. You know, investigate things, go and see the dark, go and see the light, go and just make it real because there's too many jokers out there. Do you want to hurt us? Do you want us to leave? Cameras, lights, flashing everywhere. It's like, oh my God, get off the screen. Get off the screen. And what I've just seen with you standing on your own, and I've never seen any spirit people protect someone and say, get out of this. This is not worth the fight at the moment. Get out of it. You're not ready. That's exactly what happened there. They threw that. The baddie didn't. They threw that to stop the communication, to take your interest, de-peak it and fuck you off so that you didn't get involved in this one. It's too ancient. It was too ancient for you. It was too much. There was too much era blending. There was too much crossing of energy at that gate.
Mhm.
It was too much for you to take on and be able to
Give it
stay.
a year. Give it a year, okay?
Yes.
And see all of you little pesky evil rapscallions. I cannot. You understand that the things I'm capable of to bad things, I ain't going to lose sleep over. I will sleep like a baby, right? I mean, and I'm talking real bad things, evil.
I swear to you, I swear on Darren's memory, I also, my 2 dogs passed as well, Ted and me. I've had so much loss the last 18 months, right? And they were my life. My whole family's gone, right? I've got my little rescue now. But I've said to them, I need to find someone. If I'm going to start doing this stuff, I need to find someone that's going to deal with the dark side, because I just don't have the energy and I can't be asked with that. I need someone that's going to be like the doorman, if you like. Your name's not on the list, you ain't coming in, off you pop. I need that. And I sent that out about, when did I have that thought? It must have been it's before bank holiday. So it must have been Wednesday, Thursday last week. I said, we need to bring someone in that if I'm going to ever face anything where I think, do you know what? I need a right wing, a wingman. Just say, right, just back me up on this one. Let's go and sort this shit out.
So basically, within 24 hours of me receiving my Quest download. Like, you've said that on the Thursday, and then on the Saturday, I've got my download.
Shut the front door. Oh my.
But for months, the Phoenix has been there for months, and it was one of those, when I know, I'll know. Just keep remembering when it's happening.
This is it. This is your sign. This is our
I just
sign.
wanted to make camping videos, okay? That's why I came to YouTube, and now here we are, okay?
You're joking me. Is that how you started it?
Yeah, but I went from camping videos to infiltrating dark web human trafficking cartels and shutting down child abusers and shutting down.
Really?
Yeah, I'm the boogeyman for evil, real life and spiritual life. I am the boogeyman for these people.
I honor you. Now
and I used my whole face. I put my face to it. I was like, come and assassinate me. The amount of death threats I've had, I've cost the cartels in Europe millions of euros. I've shut down tens of thousands of dark websites. When it comes to, can I deal with the evil of the spirit world? They can't even touch me. They're misty things. And you think I'm scared of that? I've dealt with the real world. I've dealt with the people they go inside. Okay? And
absolutely, that's what I'm saying. They're nothing without being able to get inside people, and that's what they tried to do with you.
Yeah, well, many people have tried to slip one inside Ron, and it ain't happening. Okay, evil, it ain't happening. All right, okay.
Can I keep Alan?
You can borrow Alan. You can borrow Alan. Alan will work with him. Yeah. You can borrow Alan. Alan will rush back to me if there's any reason for him to be beside me. He's bored out his mind. So yeah,
there's a few things I can help him deal with.
Yeah,
he can help me.
The last time he was sent to deal with someone, they spent 6 months in a mental health recovery facility because they couldn't handle the reality that was being brought to them at bedtime.
But can you just say to him though, just to lighten his energy a bit, because it's making a bit headachy? So
you'll need to stand your ground. You don't want you just make sure. I'll make sure that Alan knows to not make you feel like that.
I'm just a tiny bit headachy, that's all. But he's literally, he was the one that just breathed in my ear earlier, and I don't know if that's going to come up. We need to see if that comes up on camera.
If you shout at him like a stern mother telling off a child, he'll be mortified. Like that. That's the sort of.
I know. No, I'd never do that to him. And he was the one that just made that back. I wonder if that comes up. Actually, I'm going to replay and see when that happens, because you'll see me look to my left while you're talking, and he walks in, and then it goes boom, and then because I literally just goes in the side of my ear, and I thought that's unusual. That's not. I thought it was a spirit man to begin with. It obviously is, but I thought it was like another walk-in, as in family member, but different, old, ancient, giant, massive Hagrid bloke.
Yeah. Like, I had my off-world DNA done, and I am a like Nordic giant fairy. Those are the energies I have, are the
I love you so
elementals,
much.
the giants, the
Oh God, I love my elementals.
like that's me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that's me in a
I know
nutshell.
you are, but you've got so much more going on. There's
I
ancient.
can't wait. I
Left.
can't wait.
There's
I know.
ancient
Oh,
stuff
I know
going
how ancient. That's the thing that I've realized now is I've accepted that ancientness. I don't think my souls ever went to an afterlife. I think it is just whenever souls were first put on eBay and Earth started buying them, I was one of the first ones bought, and here I am. Okay. Do you know what I'm saying? That's how it feels. It sounds crazy to say it, right? But that's how I feel. Does it mean that? I don't know. But I'm just saying, I feel this is going to be a good conversation.
What a breath of fresh air you are. This has just been one of the best evenings ever. You are just such a bright, shining light in the darkness. And I can't wait to see what they've got planned for us. Do you know that?
Same. Yeah, I'm ready. And I'm so ready. I'm so ready. I'm so ready. Like, you've no idea.
Oh, my God. I'll leave you to the dark shit with Al then. And then I'll just have my Alan.
Yep.
He's just cheeky and just tells me to shut up and stop talking now and then and looks out for me and he's lovely and funny. My dad is just
feel free to give my Alan a nickname so you don't have to call him by your husband's name. If that your
no,
dad's
that's not my husband, that's my dad. Alan's my dad. Darren's
yeah.
my I know they're all uns. Alan, Darren.
Right.
But no, I don't mind Big Al because he's big and
Big
I
Al,
love his presence. It's a bit like the honey monster. It's like a big hug, really. But but if you take him the wrong way, or you are nasty, he's an evil, not nice, get in your head, maggot in your ear job.
He is the manifestation of all the bad sides, because humans are good and bad. There's no evil. Evil is a manifestation
of a shadow sprite, like a shadow.
He's a big boy. He's a big boy.
Being.
But he is all the things that make up the bad side of humanity, and he is me. It's me manifest. It's very confusing because I call him Alan. No, but Alan is a part of me.
Where did you get Alan from?
I pulled it out my arse. Literally, the day that someone confirmed he was there, I was like, Alan. Do you know what? I think it's probably from that. Like, it sounds stupid, but like the name Alan's quite significant with internet culture because of a prairie dog and a meme of this prairie dog shouting the name Alan, right? And that's how this has got sunk into my head. Alan is in my head because of internet culture, and that's why it's there. That's why it was there for me to go to, because then when this happened, it's another identifier that we're not mental. Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Have you had another loss as well? Did you have a recent loss as well?
I had a very, very catastrophic event in my life recently that you could class it as the very epitome of the loss and destruction of my entire existence as I know it. Super cool.
You're in as much grief as me, babe. When we're still fighting strong and still here, standing here, sitting in front of a screen. That's madness, isn't it?
It's proper madness.
It's another female. You've got a lot of female energy around you, darling.
Yeah.
There's so many people that love you up there.
Yeah, I love them all back.
I can't see her. I can't see her or feel her, but I know that he's telling me about that. Jesus, he's a fierce warrior of yours. I know that you say that it's almost a manifestation of your higher self, but there's definitely a split kind of energy of him being some sort of having his own previous existence.
Oh yeah, because he lost a bargain. He lost a bargain, Nicky. The dark side is so heavily bound to the rule of free will, okay? And events took place where I catastrophically lost a child, and that event that took place was because trickery happened. So now those who broke the universal rules are fucking mine. So this is why I'm here. This whole thing was just twisted into my world, this mission. And when Bria died, it was so devastating. And the moments that led up to her birth, her conception, and everything
Bria.
were so Bria, right? We're so steeped in oddities, and the time of my life, I was so scattered on my magical path at that time, and I know for a fact that my little girl and dark forces and me protecting her from where she could have ended up because of a misconception, how do you describe an unspoken conversation with things that you can't explain?
Yeah, I get that. I understand that.
You know, so when you said to me earlier that they've been trying to draw you in for years, they were trying to draw me in again then. And I asked for my guides to protect that unborn baby in the way it had, whatever needed to be done to protect her soul had to be done. And what could have been bad, I guess, for her. I don't know.
Do you know what? At the beginning, I heard Annabella. It was Alan and Bria. I've just realised right at the beginning we said, "What's the name?" There's the two of them.
Bria.
Sorry,
all of my children have got a middle name that's an animal. So she's Bria Starling. And there's
don't tell me too much in case it ever comes up again.
Yeah, of course.
But carry on with what. So her soul was protected throughout. Absolutely.
Yeah, her soul was protected. But I feel like anyway, that's enough about that. But I believe there's reasons why I am now so I am so fueled with ego and confidence when I'm stood in the dark alone, staring at what manifests in darkness. You can only see darkness in darkness, and it needs to come through that. You could be stood in a lit up room, put on a sleep mask that blocks out all of the light, but you can open your eyes and it will manifest. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
yeah,
and
done it, seen it.
There ain't nothing. There ain't nothing. Okay. That I am not going to be prepared for.
No, absolutely. And this is what Earthwalkers 2 is all about, because it goes into all this darkness. As again, this is part of what I wrote 12 years ago when I was laying in bed. And they literally jump from shadow to shadow, and they can only get into a vessel if it's weak enough, it's full of ego, it's evil enough to actually reciprocate and attract it, going back to that law of attraction question we had. And so that's how they jump in. Apart from that, they're just weak, insignificant shadow jumpers that aren't worth a fart in a thunderstorm. And yet, what they've done is, over the years, which we were speaking about ages ago, it seems like a day ago now, we were talking about, the fear of the devil, the fear of Lucifer, the fear of them coming into there and grabbing your soul and all the other shit that goes with it. And all they're doing is feeding into trying to give them strength, because they've got part of them going in them. That's all it is. But when you actually look at it, there is absolutely nothing it can do. As I say, you've got the rare time I've got into places, rare as rocking horse shit, when you've got a grounded, malevolent energy that's going to hit you whether you're good or not. Exactly what happened in Spain. The doors were banging, the windows were banging, this thing stank, everything was blowing up. We went through 6 fridge freezers, about 7 kettles. There was a fire in our bedroom. This fucker was trying to get us. And then when it spoke over my podcast, when I was doing a podcast, my YouTube channel, I'm like, no. And so I had to seal off half the villa with sea salt, all the original old shit, sea salt, Archangel Michael, crystal work. I had to do a couple of, I didn't even know what they were, aromatic signs that they told me to do. And I had to chalk them up and seal half of the bloody villa off. But the beauty of it was that it started really getting to me, though, because I just lost Teddy, my little doggy, and that was the second dog. Then obviously Darren was about to pass, which I didn't know. Obviously, that was a couple of months' time, and so I was in a really bad space, and so it was feeding on my grief. And I said to Darren, we need to get out, because I know that it's feeding on that frequency of me grieving the dogs. So I said to him, and do you know what? Best thing we ever did, we travelled around Spain and had the most blissful time, because that gin got us out of the house. I just sealed it, and then when I come back, I felt really responsible, like I need to clear this. I thought, no, I don't. It's been here hundreds and hundreds of years. It's in its capsule of energy. I really don't give a shit. I've got bigger things to fry. And I think part of it is because Darren was going to die a couple of months later. And so it's still there. You'd love it. Because I went up there one night because it was bang, all the lights were flashing on and off, and then something went bang and something exploded in the kitchen. I'm like, oh. So I went up and just went, why don't you just shut the fuck up? And everything stopped for a little while, and then bang, 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 it started again. I'm like, oh, do you know what? I think because I was in the grief, I couldn't be asked to deal with it. So we left. But do you know what? We ended up swimming in gorges and wandering through mountains and at Montserrat and the stunning chapels there. And it was just the best time ever. So inadvertently, we won because, it may have got us out of the house, but it was the best thing it ever did because we went and saw the old Spain and it was magnificent.
Wow.
But yeah, so you do have them. And there's a lot of them that are grounded in the earth and have found their own little capsule of energy. And there's nothing you can do unless you bring in some heavy hitters to get rid of it. But sometimes people might be oblivious to it. But, the electrical stuff we went through, phoning them up. And I said to him, you've got a massive problem in this house. Have we? Yeah. You've got a really nasty old malevolent spirit in it. And that is why we're getting fires. Everything's blowing up. Because I'm here. I'm projecting it even more. Because when light comes into a space, it gets even more threatened and it kicks off even more. He must have thought I was mental. But after the 6th fridge freezer,
oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. It would be back to burying shit in a hole in the garden for you, love. That would be that. That would be that.
I should have known. The first day we walked in, I went, it's bloody freezing in here. And I thought,
no. Where's the milk? Oh, we're hanging outside the window in a bag. Do you know I'm saying I'd be like, no more fridges. You're hanging the milk outside the window in a bag.
Exactly.
That's our life now.
And then I walked in and it's very hard to get flowers out there because obviously they don't have cut flowers in the supermarkets there because they've got them everywhere else in abundance. But I do like flowers indoors. So I got these flowers and they were dead within like half a day. And I'm like, oh, that's not good. Then the smell started. I went, oh, Darren, I can't believe this. How could I have not known this? How could I have not sensed it from the photographs? I said, we've got a massive problem here. And then his evil mother, who I don't really want to talk about, but, I used to feel sorry for her, invited her around. She's going, oh, what's going on upstairs? I said, it's just the wind. And literally, do you know on films where it's going, bang, 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 the doors and the windows, all the wardrobes, the doors, bang, bang, and I'm like, oh, it's just the wind. Don't worry. I'm like, oh, my God. And the bed's banging. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, just wanted me out. And I was just like, do you know what? I can't be asked with this. So I'm going to seal you off so you can't come past this limit anymore because you're getting into my head. But apart from that, do your thing. So I really don't give a shit, mate. No fear, no nothing. Crack on. Whatever you want to do. If it makes you happy, you stay in your little... And that's how it was. And Darren was like, first of all, he was absolutely shitting himself. And I went, I'm telling you now, from birth, I have been surrounded by angels, seraphim, spirit guides. If you think that thing can come in here and do anything, you got another thing coming. Don't worry about it, babe. He's like, okay. And he trusted me implicitly, bless him. And when he first met me, he's like, not being funny, and Danny will be laughing at this because she adored him. She's still watching. But literally, he said, I'm not being funny. I don't really believe in all this stuff, that you do. I really respect what you've done. And as someone that's, gone through what you've done and achieved what you've done, I'm so proud of you. And then about 2 months, he's got all his crystals on. The TV's turned itself on. He's got people talking in the lounge. One of our dogs that's passed is at the back door. Do you know what I mean?
It's
and
full house. It's a full
dog out
house.
Passed over.
It's wild. It is. I will say this, not to put a downer on anything, right? But I would keep your guard up if Alan's made his way to you, just in case he's there to stop, just in case there's something coming, and he's there to be at your door, just so you know.
If anything, what it is that his family stole his body, stole the company, didn't let me go to the funeral because we weren't married, and he didn't make a will.
Oh, Alan.
And I think he's on that energy because I can't be asked with it, but there is still some really evil behavior that took place. It was totally unnecessary out of spite and greed and trying to get every penny they could out of his death. And so he's feeling that. also the vulnerability of me going into a new space. He's feeling that. I know what he's doing. And so there's a sense, I know this sounds really weird because I'm a very strong woman. I always have been. Nothing has ever got me, ever. But I feel there's a sense of him having this protective, almost fatherly element, which is the not softer, but the more caring, comforting side of his being is what's attracted him, knowing that I'm just completely clear of heart, clear of mind, nothing but good intentions. And I think there's a feeling of not duty bound, but now we've connected, a feeling of him saying, I've got you. Because I've got no strength here. I'm sitting here on my own every night waiting to go home to all my friends. And
that's going to be a while. Alone. We're going to live long, lonely lives, Nicky. Long,
lonely. No, well, you know what? It's all starting when I get there.
No, do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? Starting there. No, do you know what it is? And it's going to sound mad.
What?
I don't think you can have anything you love in arm's reach when you're dealing with what we're about to deal with. Okay.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me actually.
Goddamn portraits of solitude, sadly, mate. That's the thing.
He can go off and deal with the scummy family and all the pain that they created, wherever Darren is, whatever's gone on. You know, I didn't get any closure, but that's fine because I see him in the spirit world all the time and he's always talking to me. But it's the moral standpoint, it's the evil, it's the unnecessary adjustment of someone who adored me and they just treated him like a dead corpse and what they could pick off it, and without taking me into consideration whatsoever. So he's most probably going to go out, give them all a visit. That's the
oh yeah. Like if somebody is pushed me to a point where I'm like, when I'm in a rage, like the difference between Eric Banner and the Hulk, I'll completely go into Alan and my eyes go black completely, right? Like that's I can reach that level of back up. You don't like what comes next after the eyes go black. Do you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Here's an interesting one, and we're going to wrap up the show here, right? Because this could go on for another 7 or 8 hours easily.
I know,
right?
and I'm going to end up so regretting this tomorrow. I'll be so knackered, but I've loved every second of it, and I hope everybody watching is as well. Thank you, Demon Dictator. That's really cute of you to say you're sorry because it was horrific. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it is horrific.
They took every right from me. We were together 6 years, and I've never known anything like it. They were planning his funeral and to get his body away from me when we were still in Spain when I was repatriating him. It was just insane, but I couldn't afford. I even got one of my followers even was going to do pro bono work for me, a New York lawyer, saying this is disgusting. They're just taking you. I had them on camera stealing my stock. And even the police wouldn't deal with it, even though because they were stupid enough to not even realise I was looking for a ring camera from the lockup. They were just taking everything. Then they come around here, kicking the door in, demanding his glasses, his clothes, God knows what else, like I was some scum one-nighter. It was just the most insane thing I've ever known. You can't come to the funeral. We're not telling you where he is. You can't go and view him in the chapel arrest. I've never known anything like it. And the police were here all the time. And so I've let it go. I was in terror. I went up and stayed in Essex and Suffolk for 6 months, come back down. I've been on it on my own ever since, healing. And so this journey's been horrific because, you know, it's like the physical healing, the mental healing, and the amount of injustice and evil and horror they've brought upon me. And sometimes you get, you know, the higher part of me says, oh my God, I don't fancy their karma because it's going to be horrific. But there's still part of you that gets impatient, isn't it, in the 3D part, where you just think, do you know what? I just want to hear that
part of you,
someone like me. Yeah.
Alkins every
does, but then we're different because you're a lot more handing up dark shit and kicking ass, whereas I'm more kumbaya. So I'm like, let it go, let karma do its thing. But sometimes you just think, do you know what? You need a swift kick in the butt. I'm trying to be polite here because you created absolute disgrace and evil. I repatriated you with your son because you hadn't spoke to him for 15 years because of his ex was such a mentaloid. And I've done everything I can for your family. And this is how you treat me. Because the ex-wife got involved as soon as she knew that he'd gone, just to get back at me because he wasn't allowed to move on, but she was. It was just madness. Madness. So that's why
you know
I'm
what?
moving from here.
We
Surrounded
are
by
we are the yin and yang, Nikki, of this
yes,
because there's
I
so
know.
much.
Look at the camera.
I was just thinking that, Nikki.
In the darkness. Even though I've got no lights on, it's still light. The angel and the devil are
Dude,
together.
right? I'm not being funny, right? So I'm gonna play one more fucking song, right? And that's then we're gonna end. We're not even gonna come back to me and Nikki after the song, right? And you're gonna get to
Right.
choose, Nikki, right? Which one of
Yeah.
these speaks to you more? Blackwater or The Revenge I Never Wanted? Which one speaks to you the most?
Blackwater.
This is collectively, right? Everybody's favorite song I've ever done. Okay.
You're joking me.
No, and it's a banger. It's a banger. This one is about when you're the only person that can save you. You've got a friend group, you've got a support group, but the only person who can save you in the situation that you're in is you. And it's about you finding yourself to be able to save yourself.
Front door. That's so right.
Right, buckle up, okay? Because this is a real one. This is,
baby, I'm buckling.
here we go.
I was buried in the bedroom, curtains closed at noon, talking to the silence like it was all I knew. Every mirror cracked to pieces, I forgot my face, holding on to her like it was all I deserved to taste. I walked into my own wreckage, didn't look away, reached into the ashes, called myself by name. I pull me up from the black water. I breathe again, I breathe again. I'm the first light breaking my slaughtered sky. I feel my heart, I feel my hands. I found me down in the smallest room. I broke the lock from the inside. Now I'm reborn from my ruins, saved in the place I hide. I was sleeping with my shadows, talking in my sleep, writing on my endings at the bottom of the deep. I was carved into the concrete, just another scar, but I felt a spark shaking in my dark. I said, teach me how to keep breathing. I said, tell me I'm still here. I was trembling, unbelieving, but I drew my courage near. Pull me up from the black water. I breathe again, I breathe again. I'm the first light breaking my slaughtered sky. Pull me up from the black water. I breathe again, I breathe again. the dark, now I'm taking it out. Every scar on my skin, every tear that I cried, falling off like ash while I stand by my side. I was drowning in the night, now I'm learning to trust. All the fire in my hands, all the light out of dust. I'm a match in my soul, a map in the storm, pulling breath from the wreck, growing green from the worn. I'm the pulse in the silence, the key in the rust, turning rust into gold, turning fear into dust. I can't see every road, but I know what is true. I came back from the dark, now I'm shining brand new. Pull me up from the black water. I breathe again. I breathe again. Pull me up from the black water. I breathe again. I breathe
All right. I wasn't going to cut back, but I will cut back.
God, that's just insanely amazing and so appropriate for me, pulling me out the black water. That was just insane.
Sorry,
You are
mate.
so clever. Those lyrics are insane.
I'm glad.
And everybody's putting on here banger, exit. It's just been the best night ever. And that music, let me know when it comes out. I love it.
The album's out in about 10 days. I've got a concept
it?
album that comes out on Monday. Do you know what? I'm going to have to do a decompression stream over on my channel in about 40 minutes after I've had a meeting with Cole Goldberg. So if you're interested in hearing more music, I'm definitely going to be decompressing over there.
I know. I need to be doing some decompressing. I cannot believe we've now been, what have we been on for? 3 hours?
It feels like 5 minutes. Okay, it feels like 5 minutes.
I can't believe how quick it's gone. It's insane. Absolutely insane. It's been amazing. And I know everybody's enjoyed it here. What is this? Go and have a drink in a doobie. Love it.
Yeah, I gotta have a drink. Like this is this I need a drink too. Like I'm good. Like this has been a lot, right? This has been a lot.
I need like 2 pints of water. I've had 3 bottles so far of crystal infused water. I just need to go and whack some more down my throat because I just need some water conduit going in there. And I need to chat to Alan. And if I'm still awake, I will come over and decompress with you and listen to your music.
Hell yeah. But if you have any problems with Alan, I'll be on my live. Okay, like if you have any problems, I'll be over on my live in a little while.
I don't know where you get the bloody energy, darling. My throat is so sore from talking. You're just insanely brilliant. But get me on WhatsApp. We need to link up and find out what our plan is for humanity.
Yeah,
and I want
you're welcome, humanity. You're welcome.
Exactly. Hurrah.
Shouldn't have given us the internet. You should never have given us the internet. Okay.
No, as I said to you earlier, and also thank you, pandemic, for making everybody turn to the screen so they can watch us all meet together and join the collective change the course of humanity. Amen to that, sister and brothers.
Hell yeah.
But look, this is just thank you for everybody that sat through the whole lot of this. God bless you all, and thank you for making me feel so welcome. I honestly thought we were going to be sitting there doing interviews, but it's been magnificent, darling.
Yeah, it has.
Absolute
really
pleasure. It's like meeting my brother, not my brother, but a brother. Literally, thank God we found each other again, and I look forward to what's going to happen in the future, babes.
Oh yeah. All right, Nikki, unforgettable, life-changing conversation. All right. Thank you to the mods.
And exactly the same, ditto.
Yeah, thank you to the mods, thank you to the side chat, thank you to the admin, thank you to Sean Andrew channel. I'll be over on my channel after I've spoken to I'll get the live up and I'll be in the side chat. I've got to meet McCall. Thank you all. Like and subscribe. This is wild. Get this shared out there because if anyone's ever been on the fence about any of this, this is the one for them to see. So thank you, Nicky. See you in the next one. Peace.
Pleasure.